Hello, my name is Levy the Amish Man, and I am a gamer. I have been a gamer for 23 years, well 21 because I didn't really start playing games until I was 2 with Kirby's Adventure. However, because of the NES days, I actually decided to collect games. And also do Let's Plays. Now, keep this in mind. All the games that you will see in this video it's not the entire collection. And also, keep this in mind as well. If somehow, in the middle of the collections video, if you see a little cut there, it's because my camera decided to cut out the most important parts of what I was about to say. With that in mind, this is my entire game collection that I have so far. It is not all of it, but keep in mind, you get to see how many games I actually own.
And to start off with this collection video, I'm going to start off with the Microsoft consoles, aka one of the largest ones I've owned, and the least. The least will be the Xbox games, which to start off, I have at least one hand of the games right here. And first off, all the games that you'll see right here are in alphabetical order, because as I said, I kind of have an OCD issue when I come to organizing my games. Anyways, the first game on this is Halo 2. Now, the only shitty part about it is whenever I bought it, the case was fucked. So, yeah, the case is really fucked the hell. I really hate it whenever people that send shit to you, they don't really take the time and pretty much the effort to ship games, so it's kind of busted, but still played though. Still plays on the 360. The second game, which can be played on PC, which is Star Wars Republic Commando. I will have to admit, this is the one Star Wars game I actually really liked. This was also another game that was a first-person shooter. I really liked this game. This game, I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't have so much fun getting my ass kicked by one of my friends who actually played this. Sudeki. I actually don't know much about this game. I know this is on Steam as well. Sudeki was an RPG. I kind of did my little bit of some research on it, and I found out that it was made by Climax. Same people that went on to make, I think helped make Bayonetta. I don't know. Still, I want to give this game a shot on Steam. Anyways, with that out of the way, I'm going to move on to my Xbox One games. Now, keep this in mind. I have multiple of some games, and I move my camera around as I say that. If you see a game on this list multiple times, I'm not going to repeat the game entirely. I'm not going to repeat the description of the game. I'll just say, you get the idea. Anyways, the first game on the list for Xbox One is Far Cry 4. Now, truth be told, this was one of the games I actually really wanted for Xbox or another next-gen console, but the only problem with that is that I didn't have one. I didn't have a PS4, I didn't have an Xbox One, all I had was a Wii U. So, whenever I got the Xbox One, I figured, why not get it for, Xbox One, because I already really liked the third one, on 360. The second one is Rare Replay. Now, for the price of what I got for it, it's actually really good. $30 for 30 games. Now, yeah, keep this in mind, I'm actually doing Banjo-Tooie with this one. I might do more in this collection, but I don't know. For what it was worth, this was actually a really good price. State of Decay, the Year 1 Survival. This is another game that I kind of liked. I did more research on it on the 360, but whenever I heard there was this type of game for it, I bought it. So, yeah, and it comes with all the DLC, and it's remastered, and, yeah, as it says, 1080p, ooh, and nothing special. Sunset Overdrive. This was one of those games that I kind of wanted to buy, because it's one of the games that you can only play on Xbox One. Same people that made Ratchet & Clank. Don't know much about it. Never really played it much. The Elder Scrolls Online. Only reason why I got this is because my brother and one of my friends was like, gotta get this game, gotta get this game. So I did. Hardly touched it, though. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. The only reason why I got this is because I figured if I ever did a Let's Play of this game, I should do this version. Which I have it. It has, like, most of the DLC, I believe, but I honestly just don't know. with that out the way for my Xbox One and Xbox games, I'm going to move on to my biggest collection of games I own, the 360. Starting off, Anarchy Reigns. Only reason why I got Anarchy Reigns is because I'm a big fan of Platinum Games and all their works. From Mad World, Bayonetta, all the way into, I think, Legends of Korra, that action game they made. This was a pain to play online because the matchmaking sucks. I think they improved it, but I don't know. I hadn't tried it out yet. Now, I have Assassin's Creed 1. But not only do I have Assassin's Creed 1, I have 2 Brotherhood Revelations, 3, 4 in and the Liberation for HD, and I also got Rogue. All of these. Out of all the ones in the Assassin's Creed trilogy, 2 is my favorite. 1 is okay to an extent. I mean, it got kind of difficult in a bad way. Assassin's Creed 2 is good to an extent. But, yeah. Well, actually, no. Brotherhood and Revelations. I hadn't really played these 2 because I want to beat the second one. The third one I heard was terrible. Fourth one I heard was okay. This was originally for the Vita. And Rogue was the only one that was really good. When Unity came out, people complained about that one. So I got Rogue, and yeah, that's limited edition, but that's the only thing you get with limited edition is this. So, yeah. Not much I can say for that. Asura's Wrath. Or Ashura. Or, I just say Asura. Asura's Wrath. One of the games I call it interactive anime. This game is really fun if you're just wanting a good game with a good story. However, yeah, the only thing that gets kind of stupid about it is that you had to pay for the ending, which is completely terrible, by the way. And I'm gonna just move all this up because I kind of have a problem dealing with this. Jeez, I shouldn't have done it like that. Jesus. The Batman Arkham games from Asylum, the Game of the Year edition of Arkham City, and Arkham Origins. I really liked Arkham Asylum. That before I got Arkham City, the Game of the Year edition, I played through the entirety of Arkham Asylum. This is one of the games I actually consider doing a project on. Because I really like Batman, I really like the Arkham games. Arkham City, I didn't really play this all through its entirety. I think I got like halfway through, and I stopped. Same with Arkham Origins, I got halfway through and I stopped. The only thing I will say good about Arkham Origins is that they got Troy Baker to do Joker, which I kind of liked that performance. Although everything else about it, it's just the same as Arkham City. But you get the idea, just a little bit, yeah. And I'm moving a different set of games down, so I'm not going to edit this part out either, so yeah. I'm just moving it down so I can actually get a good grasp of the games. Anyways, Bayonetta. Out of all the games created by Platinum, this is my favorite game. For what reason? Well, put it this way. What can you expect from Bayonetta? It was one of the games I actually played through its entirety. I beat it. Whenever I tried telling my brother about it, he was like, meh. Still a fun action game. I still think it's a little bit better than Devil May Cry. Although, that could be just me. Beautiful Katamari. Another thing I'm going to mention is that I'm actually a really big fan of obscure games, or really weird games. This is one of them, Beautiful Katamari. The Katamari series, and this is the only one released for 360. So, I owned it, but I hadn't really played it. The only thing I played was the demo. That's all I can say about it. BioShock. This was the first game I actually got whenever I got the 360. I believe I got the 360 2010 of August. This is one of the games I bought. I really enjoyed this game. I actually spent a lot of time in Oklahoma because whenever I got my 360, I got it there. I played this through its entirety. I beat it. I loved it. What more I can say? BioShock 2. BioShock 2 was one of those games, I kind of enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. The first one had a good story. This one, not so much. The only fun part is that you can play a Big Daddy. That's just about it. BioShock Infinite. I actually bought the Songbird edition of this game. This game is really fun. It took away from the Rapture aspect until they brought it back for Burial at Sea. So it's not a bad thing. I really loved Columbia a little bit more because after playing BioShock 2 for the Let's Plays, I kind of got tired of Rapture. This was a nice change of pace though. Borderlands. Not 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. Now, truth be told, everyone loves the second game the whole lot because of the story. I like the first game for its characters. The second game, the only character I liked was Zero. This one, they brought in more characters, but this was just like an interlude to why Handsome Jack was an asshole. So, it makes a whole lot of sense. I didn't really play through it a whole lot, but yeah, they're still fun games, except playing them by yourself is kind of bad. Catherine. This was one of those games I bought because I looked into the reviews for it. Still, this is a fun little game. It's a fun puzzle game too, with a really good story. The only problem with it is that most people are going to get turned away from the puzzle aspect. Other than that, this game is really fun. I would highly recommend it if you're going into anime games, or any obscure game for that matter. And it's made by Atlus, don't forget that. Same people that made Persona. Dark Souls, the first one. I actually had a lot of fun playing Dark Souls, except my ass got kicked so much that I think it's raw. Did not beat it though, that's another thing. I did not beat this game though. Dark Souls 2. I remember my friend having a lot of fun with Dark Souls 2, but the problem with me, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. Then again, I didn't really enjoy it as much as another game that I'm going to show much later, which is Bloodborne. And I just don't know. I feel like this is one of those games that didn't really need, it didn't really need a sequel, but oh well, I guess it did. Dead Island. I got the Game of the Year edition because I had this at one point. I sold it, but I bought it again later for cheap. The only reason why it's because I was in this zombie obsessed stage, and I really wanted to play it. So yeah. This game is fun, but it has its really bad moments. Like, enemies, like the difficulty can spike up. You can fight really tough enemies at a low level. So yeah, but whenever you level up, they level up too. So which is kind of bad, but I don't know. Dead Island Riptide. Don't know much about this game. I know it's just like a quote-unquote epilogue of what happened in the first game. Deadpool. I remember loving this game, but the only thing I did not like about it is that the enemy variety was really, really bland, and the combat was really repetitive. Still a fun game, though. Oh, great. That's a great sound whenever stickers come together. God, I hate that sound. Deadly Premonition, the original one. Not the director's cut. On PS3 and PC, this is the original one. The original one, people did not like this that much because of the controls and everything about it. And this is a fun little game. I don't know why people gave it so much hate. Still a fun little obscure horror game. Maybe, I don't know is that guy's name. I think Chaos already mentioned him in one playthrough or something like that. Oh, not a playthrough, his collection video. Darksiders. This is a game that's like Zelda meets God of War, but it takes place with the Horsemen. And it's so sad because Vigil, the people that actually made this, are actually defunct due to the fact that THQ defunct. I wouldn't mind playing that game later, like for a playthrough or something. Darksiders 2. This is like the sequel, the quote-unquote sequel, but at the same time, it's a, what would you call it? It's actually like a parallel story to the first Darksiders, but instead of war, you play as death. Still a fun little thing, though, just in case. Dead Space, the whole entire Dead Space trilogy on 360. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I think out of all the Dead Space games, the second one is by far my favorite one. The first one was really good to an extent, but other than that, it was still fun. The second one, oh lord, my playthrough of that blind on the channel is kind of going to show that. Dead Space 3, I'm not doing this on 360 like I think you already saw that on the channel. I'm actually doing the PS3 one with Chaos, so yeah, I own Dead Space 3. I actually own all of them on this. The only one I don't own for PS2 are the first two, so yeah, you get the idea at this point. Alright, putting this game down, or more of the stacks down. I'm getting more games down, Jesus. Luckily, I have them like right next to me in a chair. So yeah, that's like the only good thing about it. Deus Ex Human Revolution, the director's cut. I think I bought it because I watched someone's review of it. I think it was Yahtzee. I still need to play this more. Devil May Cry Collection. Now, truth be told, I own this on 360 and not the PS3, which is a big blasphemous thing, and I'm really sorry for that, but keep this in mind. When I got this game, I did not have a PS3, so yeah. Devil May Cry 4, the same thing, except I think it was a lot better on up 360 anyway. And also, they have a special edition of this on PS4, and I think they have it on Xbox One, but I don't know. I think that one is a little bit better because you can play as on more characters like Lady, Trish, and Virgil. DMC Devil May Cry. I remember this getting a lot of hate back then when it first came out, that people did not like it for Dante. Now, I'm going to keep this in mind. This game is not bad. I would recommend this game if you are a big fan of action games. However, if you're a DMC fan, no. I think you would have a better chance with the anime than this game. Dishonored. This was actually a birthday gift for me. I only got like the first few missions and I never finished it. I kind of want to though, because it was really fun and I heard a lot of good things about this game. But keep in mind, I have a lot of games, so if I can't finish a certain game, then you will know why. Doom 3, the BFG edition. Another reason was, the only reason why is because I saw Yahtzee's review of it, and he actually liked it. I actually like it too, to an extent. It comes with Doom 1 and 2, like the XBLA versions, which was kind of bad because I already owned it for those two versions, so that was kind of like $10 wasted. Duke Nukem Forever. There's so many things people have said about this game. I'm not going to repeat myself. I only bought it because I wanted to know how bad it was. And truth be told, it's not really a bad game. Escape Dead Island. Oh my god, I heard so much shit about this game. How they took away the aspect from the first two games and they kind of shat on the franchise. I don't know. I kind of want to give it a shot. The only reason why I bought this is because I wanted to complete the Dead Island trilogy. And it was like $10, so why not? Eternal Sonata. This is the 360 version. However, this is not the definitive version, that being the PS3 version. And the only thing that this has is achievements. Still a fun little game by the people. I don't know if it was by the people that made Tales, but it kind of has that same style with me. And now moving on to my other little stack. Dear God. Fable Anniversary. I don't need to tell you how much I fucking love this game. This is actually the HD remaster of The Lost Chapters. And yeah, as you can see, this is when I first got it. Whenever it first came out, I bought this game and I did a playthrough of it. Like on the fly. But this is a really fun game. I will tell you that right now. Fable 1, by far the best one in the series. Fable 2. This was another game that I bought for the Xbox 360 whenever I first got it. Now, I'm gonna give it its due. It's not as good as the first one, but I will give it some slack that it brought some aspects from the first one into it. Other than that, it's good to okay. Fable 3. This is the bastard child. And yeah, it kind of deserves it so. And also, I have no instruction manual because my brother bought this from one of his friends. And he gave it to me as a birthday gift. I really like Fable 3, but I don't like it that much. Like, I did not go back to play it. It's kind of like the same thing with Fable 2. It's like, I kind of want to play through it again for my playthrough, but I need to get a lot more time into it, so yeah. It's not bad, but it's okay. It's better than Fable Heroes. Oh. I thought I had Fallout 3 next to me. I guess I don't. But I do have this, though. Fallout New Vegas. Like I said, this is kind of like an expansion of 3, but I got the Ultimate Edition, which comes with all the DLC that you see right there. I personally don't like it as much as the third one. The third one's a little bit better in my opinion, but people seem to love New Vegas a whole lot, but it's to each his own, I suppose. But I don't think I have a cover for it because for the third one, or the box for it, because I think I got the crappy GameStop cover, which makes a whole lot of sense. Far Cry 3. Oh god. Oh god. Zoom in. Zoom in. Thank you. My camera's having enough fuck up here. I think it was because I was doing that. Oh, Far Cry 3. This is actually one of the games I bought because there was someone I used to talk to that wouldn't stop talking about this game, and I had no choice. I had to buy this game. And I loved it. I think if I had to say I'm one of my favorite shooters, this is one of them. Far Cry 4. I actually pre-ordered this version, and yeah. This is the first one I got for it. Nothing more needs to be said. Ghostbusters, the video game. I think I got this out of pure curiosity because I was watching it. This is I don't play of it, and it looks fun. It looks like one of those games I would have a really fun time. And also, who the fuck would pay that much for it? I don't know, not me. I'll probably pay like 15. Grand Theft Auto 4 and episodes from Liberty City. This is basically the complete edition with 4, Lost and the Damned, and the Ballad of Gay Tony. Grand Theft Auto 5. Another game I kind of bought when it first came out because I heard a shit ton of reviews about it and I got hyped for it and I bought it. I was one of those people I was like, I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to buy this. But I did anyway. And it was fun. I need to go back and start playing this with friends. If I had any. And this one requires a big list. If I can get back to my focus camera. Okay. Halo Anniversary, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo 4, Halo Reach, and Halo Wars. This was another one of those games I actually bought for the 360 when it first came out, which was Halo 3. Halo Anniversary was my brother's game, and he didn't really want it anymore, so I kind of took it off his hands. ODST, I found it at a pawn shop for, I think, $5. Halo 4, because one of my friends wouldn't shut up about it. Halo Reach, I saw reviews for it, and I think I was into Tobuscus at the time, and I actually watched his playthrough of it, and I actually wanted it. Halo Wars, I'm a big fan of tactical games, and I watched Yahtzee's review. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Oh, and trust me, we're not even done with the fucking list. We're almost like halfway. So let me just grab another pile. Oh my. Actually, no. No. There, I'll leave that one there. Killer's Dead. Killer's Dead is another Suda51 game that I actually pre-ordered. Whenever I pre-ordered it, they gave me the limited edition. So that is a nice touch for it. If your limited edition is your pre-order. That was nice. The game, whenever I did a Let's Play of it, I kind of got bored with it in the beginning, but it picked up. So, yeah. This is one of those games that you would have to rent or do a demo of it first. That's just me. L.A. Noire, the complete edition. And, yeah, I was trying to get the sticker off, and this happened. Yeah, that was kind of a pain just to get it out. And yeah, this is a playthrough I'm actually doing with Chaos at the moment, but at the same time, I need to get back into doing it. But yeah, this is a really fun game. I really enjoyed it, but it does have its flaws, though. That's all I gotta say. This game has its flaws. Lollipop Chainsaw, another game made by Suda51, but directed by James Gunn. AKA, I think he's the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy. I might be exaggerating that. But regardless, this is a fun, stupid game. However, there are some parts of the game that really sucks. Lost Odyssey. It was an RPG, but I don't know much about it. Got it because it was cheap. So, yeah. Majin in the Forsaken Kingdom. I got this because of one friend. That's just it. Don't know much about it. I need to look more into it. The Mass Effect trilogy. All because one of my friends kept telling me about how much the second game was good, how much Mass Effect was a good series. And I saw the Mass Effect trilogy for $30. And I bought it. I think I just bought it because I want an excuse to actually have, you know, I got the trilogy, guys. And I got its nice looking box. Metal Gear Rising. Another game made by Platinum, and it's actually a part of the Metal Gear Solid universe. why I bought this game, that soundtrack, the stupid combat, which is really great, really great. And I don't know, I just liked how how Platinum Games kind of took control of this. Thank God for them. Metro 2033. Now, as you can see right there, this is actually from the UK, and it actually plays really well on the 360. However, there's another version of this, aka which was called Redux, which is still a nice little thing to actually have the original. Metro Last Light. I actually bought this game brand new when it first came out, because, again, this all has to deal with one of my friends not shutting up about it. And again, this game was really fun. Has a really deep and dark story, combat's fun, and everything about it is unique. And yeah, this is whenever THQ went under and Deep Silver took control of the license. Murdered Soul Suspect. I don't know much about this game. I know it's like a crime drama, or it's like one of those puzzle games or adventure games that you have to solve your own murder multiple times. Persona 4 Arena. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of sad again, because this is another game I could have got for PS3, but I got it for 360. Again, I am so sorry. But yeah, this is Arc Systems did the combat for it, and it's a really fun game, but I hadn't really gotten into playing it much. I know they have a sequel for it called Ultimax, but yeah, it's one of those games I would probably do a Let's Play on the side after I do Persona 4. Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare. I think I got this game because it's Plants vs. Zombies. And truth be told, it was one of the most fun times I ever had with an online game. However, I don't know if I would recommend this much, because if you play this, you hear a lot of fucking kids. So, fuck children. Rage. I got it out of curiosity. I liked most of it, but it's one of those games that it's a hit or miss. Rayman Legends, a Rayman Origins. Raymond, I almost said Raymond again, sorry. Rayman Legends is a really good sequel to Rayman Origins, and these are retellings of the first two games. Now, keep this in mind, whenever I first got it, this was the first version I got of it. I had a lot of fun with it, and then I got this just because, why not? Why not complete the Rayman Origins Legends thing on the 360? Red Dead Redemption. This is one of those games I got after Christmas with a gift card, and this is a really fun game. I really love this game, has a really good story, and the ending of it, oh my god, the ending is so sad. But at the same time, a good ending. And also it came with Undead Nightmare, which is the zombie DLC expansion to the story. But regardless, it's still a fun game though. Okay, another game that I actually have is Remember Me. This is one of those games I bought because of the company right here. I think it will show right there. Yeah, Don't Nod. I actually got it because of them, because they were the same people that made Life is Strange. And no, I did not buy it because of the ass shot. I got it because I got curious of it, but the sad part is, I never got around to playing it. Ride to Hell Retribution. What more do I need to say about it? Shadows of the Damned, another Suda51 trip. I actually played some of this, and it's not too bad. I actually liked it, and it's a funny story. I would kind of prefer this more than Lollipop Chainsaw, though, but I still prefer No More Heroes. I think I would prefer Killer's Dead on the same scale. Skyrim. A little fun story about this game is that whenever it first came out, I did not have any interest in playing it until my brother got it for me for Christmas. I told him, I actually said I will not get hooked on this, and throughout my entire Christmas break, I would not stop playing this. This was like the most fun I had in the video game, but at the same time, it had its problems, but it's Bethesda. What could go wrong with Bethesda? Sniper Elite V2. I bought this game because of Phantom Savage. He was doing a playthrough of it, and I decided why not give it a shot. one of the most fun games I had when it comes to being a sniper. Sniper Elite 3. This is the same thing as V2, but I think this is, I don't know, don't know much about this game. I know you're in Africa this time. Other than that, I don't know much about this game. I need to get around to playing it. Sonic Generations. One of the good Sonic games that I own. Yeah. This game is enjoyable to an extent, but for a good platforming game, this is the most fun you'll ever have with a Sonic game. South Park: The Stick of Truth. Oh my god. Don't get me started on how much this game is fucking hilarious. This game is so fucking hilarious. When I got to the scene with the parents, yeah, you know what that scene is, the people that played this. I could not stop laughing at this. And there's actually an achievement of it if you watch them. I cannot bullshit that enough. Spec Ops: The Line. I heard this game has a really good story and a really, like, a deep, psychological experience, but I don't know. I hadn't really played much into it. When I find it, I'll let you know, and I'll probably do a Let's Play of it. And oh god, I hate stickers. But anyways, the next two games are The Force Unleashed, the Star Wars games. The first one is good. The second one is not too good. That's all I gotta say about that. Moving on. Tales of Vesperia. Now, unlike Chaos, I actually have the original case. And not to brag, but the original case looks a little bit better than the printout. Sorry, not sorry. The Darkness 2. I had the Darkness 1, but it came in that crappy GameStop case. I agree with him on that part where the GameStop people, if they want to put them in discs or a case, better have the original case. But I hate the people that do that, like they sell the disc flat out. But I'm just distracting myself. The Darkness 2 is actually a really good sequel to the first game. And it actually makes Jackie Estacado more of a badass. Then again, he was a badass in the first game, so yeah. The Evil Within. I only got this because I got it for a PC, but it didn't want to work for me, so I had to buy the original version, or the 360 version. And yeah, right here, this is the original case, but it comes with this, and I really prefer this case a hell of a lot better. Makes it more look like a Resident Evil game, because this is basically what Resident Evil should have been, but it was done kind of badly. The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings Enhanced Edition. Now, if Chaos would actually be watching this, he will probably call me a fucking masochist and a dumbass for it. But I have The Witcher 2 for the 360. Again, I'm sorry, but not too sorry. Titanfall. I didn't really enjoy Titanfall all that much. Tomb Raider. I actually bought this version for the definitive edition for the Xbox One. A really fun game and a nice retelling of Lara Croft. Sad part is, I never really finished it. Vanquish, another game made by Platinum Games. A third-person shooter. It's kind of fun, but at the same time, there are some difficulty spikes in it, which will probably end up saying, your ass is grass. Still a fun little game, and it's still a good story. Oh god, I hate the stickers. The sticker notes, I swear. X-Blades. I don't know why I bought this. Maybe it was because I got curious about it to that Yahtzee review. I don't know. Maybe this is why I kind of want to look for a really obscure game. XCOM, Enemy Within. This is a Commander Edition. This is actually the enhanced version of XCOM Enemy Unknown. But other than that, I heard this game was really fun. It's a really good RTS, or not RTS, but a strategy game. I wouldn't call it an RTS. RTS would have been in games like StarCraft and all that. So I want to give it a shot one of these days. And with all that, this is my 360, Xbox One, and Xbox collection. Let's move on to, I don't know. I'll probably decide that whenever I cut that out. So, yeah. And we're moving on to another collection, but this is a small collection. This collection I don't have much of, so let's get started with that. This is my Dreamcast collection. First off is Crazy Taxi. It's actually a free game that someone gave to me. Grandia 2, because I actually really like the first Grandia, which I will explain later. However, this is the definitive version, the best version. The PS2 one I heard was really shit. But they did release this for Steam just a few moments ago. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. I've read reviews that said that this version is the greatest one. However, people tell me that they played the PS1 version or the N64 version. However, I've only played the 3DS version, which is just the not copy and paste, but it's the remake of the port of that one. Silver. I have no idea about this RPG. I heard that it's a action RPG with a lot of fun to it. I might as well try it out later when I get the time. The Grinch. Yeah, unfortunately, this does not have the cover for it, and I'm kind of glad it doesn't. Oh god, the least I say about this, the better. Tee-Off. This was actually a free game that the seller gave to me, along with their other games, but I actually got rid of those. So yeah. So that's just basically all my Dreamcast collection. Now we're going to move on to my PlayStation 1 games, and after that I think the other ones that I own. Ape Escape, the original one. The reason why I bought this one is because I was really gonna get into collecting games, so I decided to collect the first Ape Escape. And I heard this game was actually really fun. And yeah, I think this one's the better version. They made one for the PSP called On the Loose, which I believe I have. Beyond the Beyond. This is a game made by the same people that made Golden Sun. And the Mario RPGs, you know, the ones that are for the sports games like golf and tennis. This was one of those games that got really bad reception, but it has an underground following. I kind of want to see why this has a bad reception. Bubsy 3D. It's just that. It's Bubsy 3D. Need I say any more than that? Brave Prince of Musashi. This was one of those games that I tried the demo for because one of my friends actually had the demo disc for all the PlayStation games. This was one of them. This had the demo for this. I really liked the first boss battle. After that, I didn't really play much about it after that, or didn't play much after it, so yeah. I now own it, and I might do a playthrough of it later. Who knows? Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the Black Label version. I actually have a fun little story about this. I actually found this at a flea market for $2. Yeah, something of this high value, $2. Crash Bandicoot. I actually found this and also Crash 2 Cortex Strikes Back for $5 both. Not a piece, but $5 together. It's a really nice bundle, and I kind of haven't played the Crash Bandicoot game, so I really want to, though. Final Fantasy VII, the Black Label. Although, as you can see in the camera, the thing of it's not as great, but still. Another funny story when it comes to finding games cheap. I was at a flea market, another one, and I found this game for $4. I feel so bad for the old woman because this game probably is worth a lot of money. Final Fantasy IX, my favorite of all the entire franchise. Final Fantasy IX was the first game I ever got for the PlayStation, and it was the first game I played on the PS2. Because I didn't really get a PS2 until my high school days, like towards the end of them. I had a lot of fun with this. I remember beating the first disc in under 6 hours. Grandia, however you pronounce it, the first one. I actually bought the game on PSN. I played through it not through its entirety, but halfway through, and I really enjoyed it. And I figured, why not own the original? Why not own it for physical copy of it? Heart of Darkness. This is actually a game that I bought because of Game Grumps. I watched them do a random playthrough of it, and it was a fun game. It looks fun. I actually want to try it out. Then it was kind of cheap too. Medieval. One of the games made for PlayStation 1. They got a good reception back then, but people don't really want Medieval in the new consoles. why not? This actually was a really good game. Why won't Sony bring this back? Also, I forgot my camera was zoomed out. But anyways, I want them to bring this back. This was a good franchise. And speaking of Medieval, I got Medieval 2. Yeah, this one was not the best one, but it still was fun, though. And with that, that takes care of my PlayStation 1 games. Now we're going to move on to my PlayStation 2. Which, I will admit, is not the biggest collection I have. Like I said, the biggest collections I had were Xbox 360 and many others. Anyways, let's start off this collection with this. Ape Escape 2. Yep, Ape Escape 2. This time it was actually made by Ubisoft. I don't know much about the game, I just heard it was really good. Ape Escape 3. Another game that I don't really know much about, although I do know it had Kojima's involvement with it. For, Metal Gear Solid, I think. Which was a parody of Metal Gear Solid, which had Kojima's approval, and he was actually a part of it. Ape Escape. Pumped and Primed. Same thing. I heard this was just a multiplayer game. Julep. My god, the story behind Julep. This is one of those games that will question why it exists. I'm going to tell you this right now. There is a button dedicated to kissing in this game. And your main objective is to kiss everyone. Because the one girl you love will not accept you until you kissed everyone. And this is another one that I have to sell all the games for. Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 3. The special edition one, not the original. People really love the Devil May Cry games. I'm not a big fan of them, but still. I got far in the first one, I got far in the second one, but people hate the second one. I think it's not a bad game, I just think it's not the greatest one. And then there's a third one. I didn't really get far into this one. Sue me. Disgaea 1, Hour of Darkness. The game that came out originally for the PlayStation 2. Now this game has gotten a sequel, a direct sequel, spin-offs, and also had multiple retellings of this particular one. And yes, this is a fun game. I forgot to mention that too. Disgaea 2, Cursed Memories. Now this one... I didn't really play the second one. The only one I played it on was the PSP one. Didn't get that far into it. Dot Hack Part 1, Infection. I didn't really play this game much. The only reason why I bought it because it was cheap when I found it. Dragon Quest VIII, Journey of the Cursed King. I bought this game for $10, and when I played through it, I enjoyed the shit out of it. It is made by the people that made Ni no Kuni, Fantasy Life, and I think they also made the Phoenix Wright game. Oh, not Phoenix Wright, the Professor Layton games. But they also helped develop the crossover between Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton. Drakengard. I got into this game because of Chaos. That's all I gotta say to it. He has more about to say than I do. Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. I own both these games. I don't know how to say this. I own like both these games. I found them both for cheap for $10 each. So it was a good bundle, a good deal for it. Although I had more fond memories of 10 than 10-2. Although people tell me that 10-2 is really good. Alright, moving on. I'm trying to pick up this small collection without trying to tip over the games. Jesus. Oh man. Harvest Moon, Save the Homeland. I'm actually a big fan of the Harvest Moon series. However, I had never really played Save the Homeland. And like I said, I need to get around to playing some of these games. Hitman 2. I don't know what it says. Oh, Silent Assassin. Look how much I paid for that. I paid $2 for this game. $2. I heard so many good things about the Hitman series. But I don't know much about it, so I need to play it, though. Kingdom Hearts. The first one. This is a game that my brother owned, and he gave it to me because he didn't really have a use for it. So I might as well just say, it's a fun game. It's not my favorite one. My favorite one being Birth by Sleep. Kingdom Hearts 2, the original. I actually had a lot of fun playing the second one than the first one, because I beat the first one. I didn't know. I beat the second one before the first one, and that's sad. Kingdom Hearts: Reach Hidden Memories. Oh, fuck this game. This game's combat is terrible. Moving on. Mega Man Anniversary. Just because it has all the Mega Man games. A tribute to Mega Man, yet Capcom doesn't seem to appreciate it. Mega Man X Collection! Yes, the ultimate collection of the Mega Man X adventures, including the shittiest one of all 6. And the best one of all 4. Anyways, Mega Man X 7. Yeah, I think I bought this because I was really into Mega Man, and look at that. Look at that. They had like an anniversary thing for it, the 15th anniversary, and they released this pile of shit. It's not a bad game, but I hated its voice. I hate the voice acting for it. Mega Man X8, however, they kind of improved a lot of the gameplay and the story. But I don't know. Also, the Essential Collection for Metal Gear Solid. This actually comes with the first one for PlayStation, although I didn't really show in the PlayStation games because it was bundled in this. Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3. This is actually Substance, not the original 3, which is a big disappointment. I was hoping that it had the original third one. Because of the monkey thing, because of the monkeys. And we're almost done with our collection. Persona 3 FES. Not the original Persona 3, but I kind of want to own that one just for why not. This is the like the advanced version, and yes, I paid that much for it because I could not find it anywhere. This is one of those games I really wanted, and I was obsessed over it because I couldn't find it. But however, this is not my favorite one in the series. That one is Persona 4. Persona 4, I think, improved a whole lot when it comes to gameplay and mechanics for Persona and teammates. This is a really fun game, but if I would recommend any game of the Persona franchise, I would highly recommend 4, or I would highly recommend Golden. Psychonauts. What more can I say about this game? This game is fucking great. But the only problem is that it didn't get a high reception, which is highly disappointing. I'm with Yahtzee on that. You are a fucking criminal if you had not played Psychonauts. You need to play Psychonauts. Rogue Galaxy. This was one of those games that kind of took a lot from Final Fantasy X, but I think that they did a hell of a lot better. This is also this is another game that Level 5 made, and yes, this game was a fun little ride. I do have Silent Hill 2 and 4, but I didn't have the cases for it because it came in that shitty case, but I do have Silent Hill 3. Yep, that's it. Tales of the Abyss, my favorite Tales game in the entire series. I would go on about it, but Jesus Christ, I am a big fan of Tales, but not the biggest fan of it, but if I had to say the entire series, Tales of the Abyss is the best one. Xenosaga, Episode 1, Der Wille der Macht. Or, I think it was, no, it's not Beyond Good and Evil. I forgot what it meant in German. Yeah, this was actually one of those games I didn't really get into. I heard it was really dark and really interesting. But yeah, that covers up my PlayStation 2 games. So, yeah. I don't have that many PS2 games. I need to get more. And with all of that, we're going to move on to my PS4 and PS3 collection. First, starting off with the PS4, because there's the least amount of games for it. First off is, oh man, Assassin's Creed Unity. I'd rather just get this for Xbox One because I played through the entirety of Assassin's Creed on the 360. But I got it for PS4 because I didn't really have a Xbox One. But it was cheap, it was $20, and I heard the legacy of how bad it is. Not bad as in gameplay-wise, but how bad it was visually. Batman Arkham Knight. This was another Arkham game that I kind of wish I got for Xbox One instead. But this game is actually not that bad, but I prefer City over Arkham Knight, but that's just me. Bloodborne. That one game I was talking about during my 360 collection. This game is fucking fun. It's fucking hard as hell, but it's fun. And just everything about it, from the art style to the gameplay, everything about it is the biggest improvement to this Souls series. From Software did a really good job with this one. Destiny, The Taken King. I was kind of skeptical about the first time I played Destiny because I played it on the PS3, and I still had the PS3 version, but the only problem is that it was repetitive when I first played it. However, when I was at GameStop one day, they kept telling me of how improved this was. So I buckled down and I bought it. It was $60, which it comes with all the DLC, all the expansions, and they tweaked it a lot. Which, if the game tweaks itself and it does a really good job with it, then it deserves my praise and respect. And my time, too. And Disgaea 5. This is my most recent pickup for this collection. Disgaea 5. Like I think I've mentioned this before. I'm a big Disgaea fan. If I haven't, I am. I'm a big Disgaea fan. And this is, by far, I kind of want to know how they improved it. I'm really curious to see how they made it, or what they've done to it. That's what I meant to say. Dying Light. This is one of those games I was kind of skeptical about at first, but after seeing more playthrough videos of it, not playthroughs, but gameplay videos of it, and how much the game was incredible, I decided to buy it. Hank, good night and good luck indeed. This game scared my brother to death. Literally. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. I'm going to tell you this right now, this game disappointed me. It's great, but the arts, the visuals, and everything about how they handled this, it was a big disappointment. I kind of wish that they put this on the Vita. But it does come with that, which is the playable demo for Final Fantasy 15, which, that's the only reason why I got this. Everything else about it was just meh. Grand Theft Auto 5, the same thing I said with the 360 version, except it's on PS4, first-person mode, and I can actually play with friends because they actually have a PS4. Guilty Gear. Yeah, Guilty Gear X Xrd, or Zerd Sign. I only got this game because I heard a lot of things about this game, and people kept telling me to check it out, and I did. It's not a bad fighting game, but it's not one of my favorites, though. Infamous Second Son. This game is good to an extent. It's not as good as the original ones, but hell, for showing off the PS4, this game does a good job. Injustice. Gods Among Us, the Ultimate Edition. Only because I like the DC universe. I like comic book games too, like with Deadpool and all that. And Batman Arkham, the series. This game's no exception. It's still a fun little fighting game, but I don't play it as much as I used to. Killzone Shadowfall. A nice little tech demo for the PS4, but it wasn't all that impressive. It could have done a lot of things differently. But for what it was worth, it showed off the PS4 nicely. Knack. People tell me how great this game is, some people tell me how terrible it is, and some people tell me how boring it is. I actually watched one of my friends' playthroughs of this, and they were bored as hell. Except for his wife, though. His wife actually enjoyed this. Little Big Planet 3 for the PS4. Only reason why I got this is because it's on PS4, and I think another person that I know has this game, so I can actually play it with them. Lords of the Fallen. One of my friends actually gifted me Lords of the Fallen for Steam. But the only problem is it wouldn't run well, so I got it for a PS4. And it's not a bad little clone of the Souls games, I guess. Although, it could have been done differently. Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes. I got this, it was cheap, it was fun, but it only lasted an hour. Good, nice little prologue to the next game. Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. I did an unboxing of the collector's edition, and some people don't like the way this game turned out. I know why, but I don't know. It's still a great game, though. But I need to get back into playing it, though. Metro Redux. This is the game I was talking about that was a remaster for the next-gen consoles. However, the only problem is it's on PS4. I should get this for the Xbox One so I can actually have some games for it. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This game is awesome. This game was the first game I got for the PS4. It was fun, it's awesome, but it gets kind of repetitive after a while. But overall, nice little way to kill orcs. Mortal Kombat X Limited Edition. This isn't really the limited edition. The only thing it came with was DLC codes, which are like right there. See, it just came with like DLC codes, game add-ons, and then yeah, I actually got Goro. Yeah, imagine that. This game you can actually play as Goro. Tearaway Unfolded. This is a good retelling and a good remake of one of my favorite games for the Vita. I'm currently doing a playthrough of this, and I still need to work on it though. The Last of Us Remastered. Multiple people tell me how great this game is. It's not the best game in my opinion. It's still a great game though. It's just not one of my favorites. The Order 1886. This game is not too bad. It's a nice little game, it's a nice little story, it's a nice movie, I can say as much, but it didn't really deserve to be $60. I think now it should be like $30. But for what it was worth, it showed up the PS4 a little bit more, and other than that, still a fun little experience. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I got this for PS4 because, again, no Xbox One, next-gen console. Still plays really well though, and it deserves all the awards it got. Although I hadn't really played it through it that much, so yeah, I need to. Until Dawn, a nice little horror story that's, well, I hadn't really gotten into that much. Watch Dogs, Ubisoft's clone of Grand Theft Auto 5, or Grand Theft Auto in general. Still nice to hack things though. And finally, Wolfenstein: The New Order. Whenever one of my friends told me how much they loved Wolfenstein, they told me to get this one. And I played through some of it. I played through like the beginning 2 hours of it. I like this game. This game is dark and gritty, and I really love it. Although, the New Blood, or the Old Blood, excuse me, the Old Blood is actually, good lord, really long and really big to download. But yeah, that's all my PS4 games. And now we're going to move on to my PlayStation 3. I'm going to move these a little bit back so I can actually put my PS3 games down. So let's just get that started with the first game. 3D Dot Game Heroes. This is actually made by the same people that made the Dark Souls games, or the Souls games. This game is a nice little homage to all the NES games, including Zelda. Expect this to be a playthrough sometime in the near future. Not near future, but sometime next year. Akiba Strip. Undead and Undressed. Basically a game where you strip people. Japan for you. Alien Isolation. Nostromo Edition. I had to look at the case a little bit more to see what it was. So far, people tell me how scary this game is, but I didn't really get around to playing it. I need to. Anarchy Reigns, same thing I said about when I showed it for the 360. Bayonetta, same thing. Best of PlayStation Network, Volume 1. This just basically comes with games that you would buy off the PSN, like When Vikings Attack, Sound Shapes, Tokyo Jungle, and Fat Princess. Of all the games, I think Tokyo Jungle is the most unique. Catherine, same thing as the 360. Dead Space 3, same thing as the 360. Deadly Premonition, like I said for the 360, this one actually improved a little bit more. Demon Souls. This is the predecessor to Bloodborne in my opinion. But, however, they did a lot of things different. And I think the spiritual successor to this was Dark Souls. I could be wrong about it though, but still. They did a lot of things different with the Souls series, and this was one of them. Still a really fun game though, but still fucking hard. Destiny, the PS3 version I talked about when showing out the PS4 version. Disgaea D2, A Brighter Darkness. This is actually the direct sequel that I was telling you about with the first game. This tells the story of what happened to Laharl, Etna, and Flan? I think it was Flan. Like, what happened after the events of the first game. Still a nice little art style. Love the music, love everything about it. Disgaea 3. People did not like Disgaea 3 that much, but they liked the remake or the remaster of it, or the port of it for the Vita. I don't know, I actually like this game, although I kind of prefer the Vita versions of it better. Same with this one, Disgaea 4, A Promise Unforgotten. I was thinking of Revisited. This one actually proved a lot more than 3 did, but I don't know, I preferred it on the Vita. Dragon's Crown. Now, this is one of those games I actually thought about doing as a co-op LP, but I'd rather play this game by myself first. I mean, this game is really fun. It was by the same people that made Muramasa, and yeah, I think that's all I can think of. Muramasa, this is the same people. They also made Grand Knight's History, which I will show much later, but for right now, I still need to work on that game, though. Drakengard 3. I can blame Chaos for that one. Not giving it to me, but making me get it. Eternal Sonata. Like I said for the 360 version, this actually improved on the story, characters, and I think they added a lot more stuff. Fairy Fencer F. I don't know much about it. All I know is that it's a really fun game. Final Fantasy 13. Not only do I have that, I have Final Fantasy 13 2 and Lightning Returns. Why do I own them? No fucking clue. And this is next. God of War Saga, God of War Origins, and God of War Ascension. The only reason why I own Origins is because this actually comes with the disc version with Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta, while Saga did not. So I had to waste more money for that. Not a bad thing, but still. And also, Ascension is just a prequel to the events of, like, before Chains of Olympus even. Don't know why they had to make it, but still. Yeah, more money, I guess. Hatsune Miku. Project Diva F. Music game. That's why I got it. And keep this in mind. This is one of the games I actually bought before I got my PS3. There are a lot of games on this that I actually bought way before I got my PS3. I think in total I got 45 games before I got my PS3, I think? So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Oh yeah, all these games, I'll just show them off later. Heavenly Sword, one of the PS3 launch titles, which was like God of War, but only with a woman. I heard this game was really fun. I actually really want to play this game. Also has Andy Serkis in it too, aka Gollum. Heavy Rain, it's a David Cage game. What more can I say about it? The Ico and Shadows of the Colossus collection. I actually have the original Shadows of the Colossus, but I got the shitty case. But, however, this game is really fun, and it's a really artistical experience. I don't know why some people don't like Shadows of the Colossus. Fuck them. Infamous, the collection. It comes with 1 and 2 and Festival of Blood. I think I play more Festival of Blood than the other 2 games, but still a fun series. The Jak and Daxter collection has 1, 2, and 3. I've been playing the first game a lot more recently. And, yeah. I actually want to play more of this in the near future. Maybe I should stream it. Who knows? Let me just move these to the side. Again. Yes, to get that out of the way. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Don't know why. Because it looked fun. Alright, moving on. Journey. The Journey Collector's Edition, which came with Flower, Flow, and Journey. It was for the price it was. For the price it was worth, it was $20. I believe it was worth it. It was a fun experience, and I want to go back to play Journey again. Killzone Trilogy. This comes with 1, 2, and 3. I'm not as fond with the others, but I'm more fond of Liberation and Mercenary. And 1, I suppose. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix. This has, I believe it has Reach Hidden Memories, 358 days, 358 over 2 days cutscenes, and the first game, the final mix. A nice little collection slash remaster. And also I have the sequel to that, 2.5 HD Remix, which comes with Birth by Sleep final remix, recoded cutscenes in the second game remix, or final mix. A nice thing, and I actually really like this one too. Now let's go on to Little Big Planet. I have Little Big Planet 1, 2, 3, and karting. I'm a big sucker for things that are cute, and this is one of them. You'll see why I say this much later. Alright, reaching for more games. Metal Gear Rising, except I have this for PS3, so I have 360 and PS3. Would have thunk it. The Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the other stuff. Except, and Peace Walker, but it does not have the Portable Ops. Which makes sense, because Kojima actually said it was not part of the game's canon. A nice collection. I would highly recommend this for people that have a PS3. Same thing with Metal Gear Solid 5. The same thing I said with the PS4 version. However, this was the first one I got before I got the PS4 one. Mod Nation Racers. This is actually a fun little racing game, but with a Little Big Planet twist, in my opinion. But it's not as good as Mario Kart, in my opinion. Although I do like how you can customize shit. Mugen Souls and Mugen Souls Z. I don't know why, but I think the reason why I had Mugen Souls 1, the first Mugen Souls, for the digital copy of it. After that, I didn't really get the other ones until later. Let me move on with this one. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I gave Chaos this game because I really fucking love this game. This game is if you combine Tales, any gameplay of Tales, with Pokemon and make it into a Studio Ghibli film. This game is fucking phenomenal. It deserved the best RPG and the best story for 2013. And yeah, everything about it is just fucking fantastic. It's one of those games that you definitely need to play and experience. No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise. Basically the PS3 version of No More Heroes. And yes, you could use the move, but why the fuck would you? The move is terrible. Although I prefer the original No More Heroes than this one any day. Prince of Persia Trilogy has 1, 2, and 3, aka Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and Two Thrones, all in HD. A nice little collection, too. The retelling of Prince of Persia, called Prince of Persia. I haven't really played this game, but I've seen gameplay footage of it, and it's not too bad. The Forgotten Sands, aka the interlude between Warrior Within and Sands of Time. I hadn't really played this game. I need to, though. And it does have Yuri Lowenthal coming back for the Prince. Puppeteer. I actually kind of got curious and bought this game because it looked like a cutesy little platformer, which it is. But I kind of stopped playing it because I needed to play other games at the time. So I need to get back into playing some of these games. Next up, we have Ragnarok Odyssey Ace. I actually don't know why I bought this. I actually have another version of this, which I will show later. Ratchet & Clank Collection. This comes with Ratchet & Clank, Up Your Arsenal, and Going Commando. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, Going Commando and Up Your Arsenal. I kind of got them confused. But yeah, I have this collection. Although I'm kind of sad it doesn't include Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank. Ratchet & Clank Future, Tools of Destruction, aka the other trilogy that they've made, but I don't really call it a trilogy, I don't think. But yeah, I think the trilogy comes with it. I don't know. I didn't really play Tools of Destruction, nor did I really play A Crack in Time, but I heard A Crack in Time was far better, the best one in the series. And then there's Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus, which comes with Quest for Booty. Which was, I believe, the interlude between Tools of Destruction and A Crack in Time. This is like the end of the Ratchet & Clank Future trilogy, in my opinion. Although, again, I didn't really play it. Need to, though. I need to play it. That's like a lot of games I need to play that everyone else has played but me. Resistance. 1, The Fall of Man, 2, and 3. This is another series that Insomniac made, which I kind of need to get involved in. Not involved, but I need to get invested in. Rune Factory, Tides of Destiny. Not the best version of it, but I got it because I like Natsumi Games and Rune Factory. I actually do like the Harvest Moon series, and Rune Factory is actually the fantasy Harvest Moon. Anyways, the Sly Cooper Collection, or the Sly Collection, which comes with Thieves Arcanus, Bands of Thieves, and Honor Among Thieves. And also I got Thieves in Time, which, this isn't really a bad collection. This one isn't. But they make the trophies in it way too easy to get in the first one. Other than that, I don't know about the other two. And also, I hadn't really played Thieves in Time either, but I want to give the Sly Cooper games a shot as well. Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. I got it because one of my friends actually really liked Street Fighter, and I bought it because why not? Tales of Graces F. I had not played Tales of Graces F, but I heard it was really great and really phenomenal. But I need to get into that one. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. Tales of Symphonia was actually the first game I ever played in Tales series, and it was the one I really enjoyed the most until Tales of the Abyss came along. And this also includes the sequel, which is A Dawn of a New World, which no one really liked. Tales of Xillia and Tales of Xillia 2. Another Tales series that had a direct sequel. Now, truth be told, I haven't really played much of Tales of Xillia, but I really need to. Because I heard how much they improved and how much different they are. And I heard the sequel was a little bit better. But they got Josh Griel doing the main character, so eh. Tears to Tiara, Heir of the Overlord. Maybe because I bought this maybe because it was from Atlas, or maybe I was curious about it. Or maybe it has a certain form of gameplay. I think it was because of the gameplay. It reminded me of a tactics RPG. The Guided Fate Paradox. Another game that I randomly bought. Maybe it's because of NIS, or maybe it's just impulse buy. I don't remember buying most of these. The Last of Us. The original one. I bought this because people would not shut up about the game. And I really needed a PS3. This was one of the games I bought before I got the PS3 anyway. The Witch and the 100 Knight. This is a fun little game, but it has its problems. I need to go back into playing it. Trinity Universe, again, I think I bought it randomly because it had, yeah, it has Etna from Disgaea. I think that's the reason why I bought it. Twisted Metal, I bought it because it looked like a really fun racing game, and it's not the best. Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. Another essential if you're getting a PS3. Or PS4, because they have a Nathan Drake collection. Which, one of my friends really is obsessed with this game, and I really need to play more into the game. Valkyria Chronicles. This is by far my favorite franchise from Sega. And it is a really good tactical RPG. It has a really good story, really good characters, and it has some replayability, but it has a lot of hard moments. Watch Dogs, yeah, same thing I said with the PS4 version, except I got the PS3 version before that one. Wolfenstein. I bought this game because of Yahtzee. Because he said it was bad, but I kind of want to see it wrong. Yakuza Dead Souls. When I got the game, it was $5, and people tell me it's terrible. The Zone of the Enders HD Collection. Chaos told me so much about this series, and he told me that it's a really good series and that I should try it out. And so I actually got the HD collection. And the only problem is that I'm glad I got the PS3 version because there's an update that fixes this. The 360 version, however, got the shit end of the stick. But yeah. With that all said, that's my PS3 collection. That's all the games I own for the Sony PS3 and PS4. And let's move on to the Nintendo Wii, Wii U, and GameCube. Oh, and before I move on to the other collection, I forgot to mention this. My imports. I have Dream Club Complete Epiton. Oh my god. Basically, this is a maid simulation game. Where you're dating maids. And this could not make me more weeaboo. And also, I have this. I don't want to talk about that. Let's move on, shall we? And now we begin our trek through my collection, aka my Nintendo collection, my GameCube games, to be precise. Okay, Baten Kaitos. I have this one. And also, for some strange reason, my camera keeps zooming in. I have Baten Kaitos. Eternal Wings of the Lost Ocean. This is the first game. Now look at the price. Right here. It says $5.39. It kind of wore out because of time. And then there's this one. Origins. The same price. Whenever I bought this, the people behind it actually put it wrong. They instead thought that this was for the same price. They're the same game. They are. It's a card-based, turn-based game, but still. It's not a bad game, but I would recommend other games. But I still need to try them, though. It was made by the same... I think it was made by Namco. Battalion Wars. I believe this is made by Intelligent Systems. This is basically like an advanced version of Advance Wars, but I don't know. I didn't really play this one that much because it was one of those games I couldn't find. Billy Hatcher and a Giant Egg. I got this game because someone did a Let's Play of it, and it looked really fun. Yeah, from the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog. I think Sonic Team. Chibi Robo. This game is weird, but it's a cute kind of weird. It's not as weird as Chulip, but it's weird, and I like it. They have made many sequels to this, but none of them are going to be as good as the first Chibi Robo. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. This game actually cost me $30. I'm not gonna lie. This game was like Nintendo's first horror game made by Silicon Knights, and they did a really good job with it. I kind of want to play more of this when I get the chance. I want to do a stream of it and do this for Halloween, but that'll take a lot of work though. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. This was one of the Final Fantasy games I got into because you could use co-op and playthrough. I played it with my brother, and I kept dying a lot. Although I need to go back into playing it more. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This game is actually the 3D version of Fire Emblem games. Well, then again, it's Fire Emblem, and it features Ike. Although I didn't really finish it though, because I kind of lost interest in it after a while. But I need to get back into playing it. Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. This is one of my favorite Harvest Moon games, but it's not gonna top Friends of Mineral Town, which I own. This is a really fun game to play on GameCube. They made it for PS2, but I prefer the GameCube version a lot better. Harvest Moon: A Magical Melody. This game is fun to an extent because I don't know. It just didn't have that much of a charm for me as it did for the others. But yeah. The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. I actually found this at a pawn shop for $4, which has these 4 games, which if I ever did do Ocarina of Time, I'm probably going to do the GameCube version. Maybe. But still. Includes a demo for Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. The only 4 Swords game where you can play by yourself. It's not a bad game. It could have been better. And speaking of Wind Waker, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. The original. This is one of those games I have a whole lot of fun with. Although it had its challenging moments. Overall, this is one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. Luigi's Mansion. I actually had a fuckload of fun with this game, and I actually did beat it. I didn't get 100%, but I did beat it regardless. It's one of those games that it was a launch title and actually did really well. Mario Kart Double Dash. My favorite Mario Kart in all of the franchise. The only one that you can play with two players in a cart. This was actually a birthday gift that my dad gave me money for. He made a distinct, subtle hint that this was for Double Dash because he couldn't find it. Which I don't blame him. He's my father. I couldn't tell him about video games if I wanted to. The only game he'll tell you about is Pac-Man. And that's it. In Warrior Woods, I remember him playing that shit at that game too, before he had to work a lot. Metal Arms Glitch in the System. This game was actually a random purchase I saw because I saw an ad of it in EGM, or Electronic Gaming Monthly. And when I played it, I enjoyed the shit out of it, and my friends did too. It's one of those games I kind of want to do a Let's Play of, but I don't know if I would or not. It's something I have to think about. Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. This is one of the reasons why the GameCube was superior, because of Metroid Prime, Wind Waker, Mario Double Dash, and many others. Although I don't care for the Metroid series that much, I still like the Metroid Prime series. Just to let you know. Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. My favorite RPG and my favorite game in the Paper Mario franchise. Is a hell of a lot better than the first one, and it's the best one overall. And yeah, my playthrough of it was my 100% run. So yeah, keep that in mind. Pikmin! Not only do I have Pikmin 1, but I have Pikmin 2. These are fun games. This is the only real-time strategy game that I got into because it was so fun. And people are going to say it's not. It is. Although people like the second one the most, I still love the first one. And yeah, Pikmin 2 did not sell the most, but oh well, it's still a fun game regardless. And I actually found that for $20, and I'm so glad I did. Skies of Arcadia, Legends. Oh my god, this was a pain to find. I had to look for this on Amazon for a very good condition for, tried for under 100, but I got it for 50. Which, my god. I've heard so many good things about this game, and I heard so many things. And also, the main character of Skies of Arcadia can be played in Valkyria Chronicles as a shock trooper, which is a fun little Easter egg, or a little notion to the game. Super Mario Sunshine. Many people love this game, many people hate it. I'm in between. Still not a bad game, though. And I keep moving my camera around like it's a fucking tumor or something. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Yeah, the case is fucked, but it still played well. It's not my favorite Smash Bros. I prefer the new one over the other one, to be honest. Tales of Symphonia, the original one. My friend actually gave this to me when he had to sell his GameCube, so I took it off his hands. And Warrior World, the only game I went to the store and I bought, and I had to hide it because one of my friends was coming. I had this game in my hand. Oh well. It's still a fun little video game, though. It's a little fun platformer, but I don't know. There are other better games in the Wario franchise, preferably Wario Land 4. And that is it for my GameCube. Let's move on to our Wii and Wii U. And we're now moving on to our Wii U collection, or mine, not yours. You don't get these. I paid for these with my own money. Anyways, Bayonetta 2 with Bayonetta 1. And I keep fighting. Yeah. This is the one that everyone loves the most. This is actually the, I wouldn't call it the definitive version, but this is the definitive version. I really love this game. This game is really fun. I actually beat the second one, and I want to do the first one as a Let's Play, but I don't think that one person wants to commentate with me, so I guess I can do it by myself, yay! Captain Toad, Treasure Tracker. This is a fun little puzzle game. If people don't know what this is basically all the minigames, or all the puzzle games from Mario 3D World, and brought into one single game. This was actually a bitch to find, because when it first came out, it was sold out, except Target had it. Days X, Human Revolution Director's Cut again. I only got it because it looked really interesting. And also, you can play with it with the gamepad. That's why I bought that one. Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze. I actually am a big fan of the Donkey Kong Country franchise, and I don't know. I think I just liked it after Donkey Kong Country Returns. So, yeah, there's that. Hyrule Warriors, the crossover between Dynasty Warriors and Zelda. Not my favorite. It's good, but it could have been better. They added more DLC with it, which I ended up buying, so yay. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, the sequel to Kirby and the Kirby Canvas Curse. It's not bad. I love the art style, how they went from paint to clay in this one, which is really fun. I actually like this game. I need to play more of it. The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. The one that I did the playthrough of. This one is beautiful on the Wii U. This and Bayonetta 2 are the really high definitions of a really beautiful looking game. This is just really good. The only difference is that they made things way too easier in this, like the sail, and they dumbed down difficulty on some parts, like the Triforce shards. That's it. That's all I can say for that one. Mario Kart 8. This one, I had to sell a lot of shit just to get this. And I didn't really have a job then, but yeah, this is actually a fun little game. I don't mind it all that much. Although I hadn't played it in a while, so I'll probably rusty if I ever do streams of it. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Not my favorite in the Monster Hunter series, that's Freedom Unite, but this is still a fun little game to play. I think people still play it, but either that or they kind of gave up on it and went to 4. Who knows? Alright, this is actually 2 games, but they're of the same thing. Mario Brothers U and Luigi U. Now, I didn't have Mario Brothers U originally, so I had to buy Luigi U. And I think I'm kind of glad I did, because it was Year Luigi and it came in a green case instead of a blue one. But yeah, I owned it. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, this was actually the first game I owned. Along with this one. The game that came with my Wii U, aka Nintendo Land. By yourself, this game is boring, but with friends, so I heard this game is fun. Pikmin 3. Whenever I heard there was a third Pikmin coming out, I was excited for it. I actually pre-ordered this game at GameStop and went to go pick it up. This game is fun, but it's not as good as the other ones in my opinion, but it's still really pretty to look at. I think this is another game that I could say this looks really good on the Wii U. Rayman Legends. I don't want to say anything else. The only good thing about it is that you can use the gamepad for it. That's it. Sonic Boom. I only bought this for reasons that say I want to see how terrible this is. Plus, I heard they made an update that fixed everything, but I honestly don't know. Splatoon. I heard a lot of good things about this. I gave it a shot, and it's okay, I guess. Although the fucking amiibos for this are a fucking pain to find. Mario 3D World. This was one of those games I actually bought and I really enjoyed it. One of the Mario platforms I really enjoyed. I decided to do Let's Plays of it, or Let's Play of it, but I never finished it because of Rainbow Road, or Champions Road. Champions Road's a bitch with Peach. You get it? Bitch, Peach? Haha, no. Mario Maker, or Super Mario Maker. This is fun. But playing other people's levels are a bitch even more. Still, it's nice to see that you can actually make your own Mario levels now. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. This game is really fun to play, not by yourself, but with other people. Just letting you know, I need to get somebody on that. The Wonderful 101. This game was actually made by Platinum, along with Bayonetta 2. But the only problem is that I don't really know. I've played some of it, but I hadn't even finished it, or even got past some of the beginning stuff. So, yeah, still looks like a fun little game though. I need to play this when I have downtime. Zombie U. Many people hated this game when it came out, but whenever I played it, I had a blast with it. Although some people are telling me that the arena is the hardest part of the game, which I will take their word on that. And now, with that out of the way, let's move on to the Wii collection, which I will, again, move all the games out the way in its own separate little pile and begin the list. Alien Syndrome. I actually don't know why I bought this. Maybe it's because I want to do a Let's Play on PSP or something like that. Battalion Wars 2. I got it because it was cheap, like under $10, and it was kind of fun to play. Donkey Kong Country Returns. I had a blast playing this when I got this as a Christmas gift. Oh man, this game was so much fun. Hard, but fun. Fling Smash. I got this because one of my friends actually did a Let's Play of this a long time ago, and after that, nothing much. That and it was $5. Fortune Street. I think I got this because I watched the Renero guys do this. Other than that, meh. Fragile Dreams. I actually got this because it looked like a really obscure game, but for what I've seen of it, it's really emotional and really good. But I don't know. I need to play this game a little bit more. Harvest Moon! Animal Parade. Yeah, you're going to notice that a lot of the games on here, like, I have 3 Harvest Moon games for the Wii. Animal Parade, Magical Melody, which this one's not as great because you don't play as a boy or a girl, and Tree of Tranquility. The only reason why I got those is because of Peanut Butter Gamer. If you know who that is, good. If you don't, what's wrong with you? Kirby's Epic Yarn. This game is really fucking cute. I'm not gonna lie, this game is really fucking cute. The music is really good, it's really calming. It's also one of the things I use to fall asleep at night is play Kirby's Epic Yarn music. Although the only problem is with this game, it's way too easy, and you don't die. That's the only problem I have with that game. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I actually did a Let's Play of this when it first came out. And I used the Dazzle. Bad idea, until I got the HD PVR for the last 2 episodes. Really fun to play. This is kind of like the Kirby version of Mario Bros. U. Except a little bit more fun, too. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. One of my other favorite Zelda games, except I would not recommend playing this on the Wii. I would recommend playing this on the GameCube. I did have the GameCube version until someone took it from me, and I hadn't got it back since. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Not my favorite Zelda. I kind of don't like this one a whole lot. Everyone loves it, I just don't. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm kind of picky in that department. It's not that bad, though. It could have been different, in my opinion. Lost in Shadow. I got this because it was really weird and it looks interesting. Metroid Other M. Oh my god, don't get me started with this one. Don't know why I have this. I wish I could tell you why. The only reason why, it was $10. I should have got it for $5. And I do have Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. I just don't have the box for it, which is a bitch, in my opinion. Muramasa, the Demon Blade. This game is extremely fun, but if I have to recommend a version, I would highly recommend the Vita version. I'll explain why when I get to it. New Mario Bros. U, or New Mario Bros. Wii. This game was really fun. I actually bought this game, and I actually had a blast with it. And another reason why is because it's the only one with a red case. That and the other games. This is when Nintendo decided to make all the Mario games red, which was a nice idea. It's just, I don't know, it gets kind of confusing after a while. No More Heroes 2. I actually have No More Heroes 1, but again, GameStop case. Hate that shit, but regardless. I highly recommend the second one. I recommend both No More Heroes games, but the second one is by far the best one. Except for the final fucking boss. Okami. Okami is an artistically fun game. It's an artistically beautiful game, too. Because everything about it, the cell shading, the lore, everything about this game is just screams beautiful. And beautiful, if you want to look at it that way, but still. It's one of those fun games, and it's one of those games that Capcom has made, besides Monster Hunter, Mega Man, and Phoenix Wright. It's really fun. Either way, I highly recommend Okami. If you can get the HD version on the PS3, get that one too. Pandora's Tower. The last game that Operation Rainfall actually tried to get localized, and they did. Although when it came out in America, this game got a low reception, which I don't understand why. This game is really, really good. And it also has a reversible cover, but I like this one a whole lot better. Maybe it's just me. Pikmin 1 and 2 again, except the only problems I have with it is sometimes the controls kind of don't want to work. But then again, it's my fault for just putting the sensor bar somewhere else. But still, really good one. Except I had to pay about $100 just to get both of these. Yeah, I'm kind of a sucker in that department. Also, as a collector, it's really big risk. Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. This is a really good edition. I am not gonna lie. This is really fun to play. Especially due to the fact that you can use the motion sensor to aim. I like this game a whole lot. The Wii one's the best one. But if you can't get it, I would recommend all the other versions. Like the HD one. And let me just pull a few more over in this general direction. That way, I don't have to worry about grabbing them all over. Sheesh. Alright. Rune Factory Frontier. And Tide of Destiny again. Again, the reason why I got these was because of Peanut Butter Gamer. That, and it was really fun. And also, I can't get this off even if I tried. Whenever I bought used, it came with like that. And also, it came in a public library. Which, that kind of blows my fucking mind to figure that libraries carry video games. I actually had no idea that it was actually possible. Shiren the Wanderer. No idea why I bought it. Maybe it's because it was Atlas. Sin and Punishment Star Successor. I think I bought this because a friend was doing a Let's Play of it. And also, it just looks really fun to play. Although, I don't know because I hadn't really touched it. Need to, though. Sonic Colors. Another good Sonic game after Sonic 06 was made. It is really fun. It is really fun. It's really cool to look at, and it's a blast to play. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Essentially, they're the same fucking game. However, this one has a lot more stuff. However, they're both fun to play. If you can get a chance of getting them on the Wii, or, yeah, on the Wii U, or on the Wii, or physical, do so. You will not regret it. Super Paper Mario. Super Paper Mario is... I don't know how to describe this. Super Paper Mario was a really good game. It took the action RPG approach instead of the traditional turn-based, but I think that's why most people don't like it as much. But if you look past all that, this game has a more emotional story than the other ones, if you can think about that. And it's just fun to play. Don't know why people are throwing a bitch fit about it. Then again, I know, well, this is a lot better than the other one. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. The other Smash Bros. Game that came for the Wii. The first game we got for the Wii. And it was fun to play with other people. Except, I don't know, I kind of sucked at it until I got practice. And it had Subspace Emissary mode, which most people did not like, but I did. The Last Story. Another game that Operation Rainfall brought over, or helped localize, or whatever that you want to call that. And it was also published by Xseed. This game is fun, but I hadn't gotten far into it, to be honest. Wario Land Shake It. This game is fun in a 2D sense, but it's not my favorite Wario Land game. Wii Sports Resort. I know I'm skipping ahead of one game, but still. Wii Sports Resort. This required the motion... Yeah, Wii Motion Plus, which I actually bought. I bought that, and I got that. It was fun. I mean, the minigames in it were fun, too. Like, archery, sword fighting, and all of that. But I like the bowling a lot better in this one. Wii Fit Plus, need I say more? It's basically the improved version of the Wii Fit. And still fun, though. Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh my god, this is one of the best games on the Wii to date. And it was the most expensive game to get. I'm not talking about a limited edition. This cost me $120 to get. Yeah, it was well worth it. The characters, the story, the gameplay, everything about it is great. And when Xenoblade X comes out, I am not missing that opportunity. Then I think the other reason why it cost so much, because this was only a limited release to GameStop. And that was it. But I'm ranting about that for all enough. Let's go to the last game that I have for the Wii, which is Zack and Wiki, Quest for Babaro's Treasure. This game is fun. It's another game made by Capcom. And it's really fun for an adventure puzzle game. I didn't play much into it, but I need to. Maybe I might do that later for like a spring Let's Play or something. Maybe, if Gravity Rush doesn't take over. And with that, that's it. That's all for my Wii U and Wii collection. Now, next up we're going to do is probably going to be my biggest collection. I think that there's a little bit more of what I'm going to show you next. And that's going to be my handheld games. And we're about to start my Vita, not Vita, but my PSP collection, and also my Vita one. But before I continue onward, I'm actually going to show you 3 things that are really good. AKA this. This is Friends of Mineral Town. Friends of Mineral Town is a really fun game. My favorite Harvest Moon in the entire series. And also, there's this. Here's Mother 2 and Mother 3. These are actually the ROM cartridges of the English patches. This one only has 1, and this one has 3. 2, why do the second one when I can just go play Earthbound? But regardless of all that, let's start with my PSP collection. For the first off, Ape Escape Academy. This game got a bad reception because it was just basically party games. It's not a bad thing, but at the same time, they got really repetitive and boring. Although it was fun to play, and it was great to have this beauty again. Ape Escape on the Loose. Like I said, this is the remake of the first Ape Escape game for the PlayStation 1. They they tweaked some things, but overall, I would say just play the original one. If you could find it. Alien Syndrome. Again, I don't know why I got both versions for the Wii and PSP. Maybe it's because I kind of wanted to collect PSP games and I was in the mood for it. That's just a maybe. Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. One of the only ones for the PSP, which wasn't too bad, but it could have been better in my opinion. Like, the visuals are great for it. It's just that everything else, the replay value kind of went down the drain. Breath of Fire 3. The one that we never got, except UK did. And I have in my hand. Why was it rated PEGI 7? Violence. I don't know. I've tried playing this. I kind of got bored with it. But at the same time, I think I just need to play through it again. If I play through it again, maybe, just maybe, I might enjoy it. Capcom collections, the classic collections reloaded and remixed. I got these because I was in the PlayStation or the PSP collecting mood and saw these. Not a bad collection, if I may say so myself, for both of them. Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles, a remaster of Rondo of Blood with Symphony of the Night and the original one. It kind of sucks to see that Castlevania is now down to shitter after it had so many great games. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, my favorite entry of the Final Fantasy VII line. Because once Final Fantasy VII hit, there's a lot of spin-offs, or not spin-offs, but compilations of them. AKA the anime, the movie, this game, and Dirge of Cerberus. Yeah, the anime was called Last Order, but this is the best one in my opinion. It actually dealt with one of the most important characters in the Final Fantasy VII universe. Daxter, the interlude between Jak 1 and 2, and you're an exterminator. And this game wasn't too bad, in my opinion. It was actually really fun when I first played it, but at the same time, I don't know. I think I just didn't really get into it because I wasn't a big fan of Jak and Daxter back then. I think I just got it because it was cheap. Drop Dead Fred. Drop Dead Fred is actually a weird game, but it has the guy who was Cox from Scrubs voicing the main character, which makes it a hell of a lot better. Death Jr. I actually have Death Jr. 1, but it kind of broke, so I gotta go buy another one. But that was with a launch title, and I actually had the sequel. To be honest, the sequel was a little bit better, in my opinion. Although, it could have been better a whole lot of ways. Disgaea 1, Afternoon of Darkness, and Disgaea 2, Dark Hero Days. These are the PSP ports to the PlayStation 2 games, which improved a hell of a lot. A lot more than the original ones. They had a lot more content. And you can actually use DLC for it if you wanted. Dissidia Final Fantasy and Dissidia 012 Doendekum. This is a fun little fighting game with all the Final Fantasy characters. However, I don't know, it kind of loses track after a certain extent. But personally, I like the first one because you can play as Zidane. Fat Princess, Fistful of Cake. I don't know why I got this one, to be honest, and excuse me for that. I think it was because I wanted Fat Princess. It looked fun, but when I played it for the PSP, it was meh. Still fun though, but it was meh after a while. Fate Extra. I only got this because one of my friends was obsessed with it, and now I have another person that's obsessed with it that want me to play this, which I will, just give me time. Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 4 remastered for the PSP. Out of all of them, I love the first one as a remaster. I was considering doing this one as a Let's Play, but it would take way too long. Final Fantasy 2 was another one, but at the same time, this one, I'm not familiar with it. And I think this one's not the best one, along with 3. And Final Fantasy 4 collection has Interlude and the After Years, but you have to unlock it after beating the first game, which is a pain in my ass. Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lions. This is the PSP remake of the first game. And they changed a lot of stuff, and people did not like those changes. But I don't know, this game looks fun. It's really fun, and I think I got to the second chapter, and I stopped. Most of these games involve me getting to a certain chapter and stopping. Oh god. I hate that sound. Yeah, this isn't even tape. This is like some type of sticky material. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Gladiator begins. Only got this because it looked like a Gladiator RPG. Don't know anything else after that. Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. This is actually my brother's, and I actually got it from him. Yeah, Alien Stole My Brain. I actually like that. How the instruction manual is kind of like a newspaper. Or tabloid. Gourman, A Monstrous Adventure. I heard a lot of good things about this game. It is a weird game. It's a cutesy looking game, but I don't know, it could have been. And also it says voiced by an all-star cast. Although I don't even know who the hell most of them are. Tara Strong's in it. Innocent Life, a futuristic Harvest Moon. This is actually a really good Harvest Moon game, and I really love it. Although most people do not like it because it's set on a timer, and I don't like that either. But irregardless, it's a fun game. Jak and Daxter, The Lost Frontier. They remade this for the PS2, but I might as well get it for the PSP because this is what it came out for the PSP first. Wait a minute, what the hell? This is not right at all. There we go, much better. John the Ark. This is actually one of my favorite historical fictions, or RPGs. This takes place between Joan of Arc, which he did a really good job with it, and also, I love the art style for it. The art style is like really great for it. Another game I actually considered doing a Let's Play of. Killzone Liberation. This was the game I was going to show before that. Killzone Liberation is not the best one in the series. It takes place in a bird's eye view, but it could have been better, in my opinion. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, my favorite one ever in the Kingdom Hearts series. I already explained it already in the other ones. Little Big Planet, this is the only one without multiplayer. It's only single player, and this was actually a birthday gift. Loco Roco, I had both the games, but the second one had that crappy GameCube, crappy case. Loco Roco is a pretty fun game. It's really stupid, but really fun. Lunar, Silver Star Harmony. I don't know much about this game, but I might as well give it a shot later. Monachemist, Student Alliance. Don't know much about this game either. Me and My Katamari. The PSP version of a Katamari game. I remember trying that out because one of my friends in high school actually had it. Medieval Resurrection, my first game I ever had for the PSP. And I had to sell it, and I got it again. This is actually the retelling of the first game for the PS1. Still a fun game, though. Really fun. If you don't know the cheat codes, you're kind of fucked. Mega Man X, Maverick Hunter, and Mega Man Powered Up. These are basically retellings of the original games. You know, of X and 1. Really fun, though. I will not lie, they are really fun. Metal Gear Acid and Metal Gear Acid 2. Card-based stealth game. That's all I gotta say for this. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, my favorite one of the entire Metal Gear Solid series, because I like the mother base operations for this. Plus, it was actually it controlled really well for the PSP, which I like that a lot. Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops and Portable Ops Plus. I'm gonna say this right now. The controls for these fucking suck. But the story is really well done, the visuals are really great, voice acting is spot on. I actually really like those about those. Mimana ER Chronicle. Again, don't know much about that game. Mod Nation Racers, the PSP version of Mod Nation Racers for the PS3, except that some of the stuff was taken out. Like customizing your character and cars a little bit more. And racetracks and all that. And the story changed. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, my favorite Monster Hunter game in the entire franchise. Although, I need to get back into doing Let's Plays of this. Jesus Christ. Patapon and Patapon 3. There's Patapon 2, I was about to say 4, but Patapon 2 didn't even come out in a physical case like this. Which is sad. I kind of wish that there was. It's a fun little rhythm game, but the first one did not have a pause button, which is highly disappointing. And I might as well show these 3 in a row. Persona 1, 2, and 3 for the PSP. This is basically a remake of the first game for the PlayStation, from the PlayStation to the PSP. And it's Sin, which is a remake, or I don't know if it is a remake of Eternal Punishment, which people say they like this one a little bit more. And these two have different gameplay styles. And then there's Persona 3 Portable. To be honest, you can play as a girl in this one, but I kind of didn't like the visual novel type of style for the gameplay for it, but they still kept the gameplay of the Tartarus in it. Other than that, it's okay. I would still recommend the FES. Popo Locros, or Locris. I don't know much about this game. I got it because it looks like a really obscure RPG, which it is. And they made a Story of Seasons game coming out later this December, which I'm kind of curious to check out, by the way. Prinny. Can I Really Be the Hero? And Prinny 2, Dawn of Operation Panties Dude. The first one makes sense, because it's like, can you really think that the Prinnies from the sky have become heroes? But then there's this. Dawn of Operation Panties Dude. Yeah, the gist of this is that you have to recover Etna's panties from being stolen. That's just the plot of that one. Resistance, Retribution. Really good PSP game and a really good Resistance game for a handheld. It's a shame that the Vita one did not do as well. Like you said, the PSP game for Killzone didn't do good, but Resistance did. Riviera, The Promised Land. I don't know much about this game, but I know that most people love it. And it's made by Sting, too. Secret Agent Clank. I do have Size Matters, the Ratchet & Clank, but then I have this. Yeah, Secret Agent Clank is just basically a spin-off game where Ratchet is sent to prison and you're Clank as a secret agent. Not a good game, but not a bad one either. Shadow of Destiny. I got this because of Retsu Prey. That is just fucking ridiculous, man. Silent Hill Origins. I'm surprised I still had this game from my high school days. This is whenever I was a junior in high school and I had to ask someone to buy this for me. I had the money, I just gave it to them and said, go buy this for me. It's not a bad Silent Hill game, but it could have been better, in my opinion. Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron. Really good Battlefront game and a really good Star Wars game. However, they made another one called Elite Squadron, which I never got. Tales of the World Radiant Mythology. Most people don't like this game for many good reasons, and some of those reasons I can just blow off and say, this game's not too bad. It has its moments, it has its downfall, but it's still a fun little JRPG. The Third Birthday, or Parasite Eve 3. This game's not too bad, in my opinion. But I didn't really get far into it. The Legend of Heroes, A Tear of Vermilion. This is the game my brother had, and he didn't like it, but I did, but he ended up selling it, so I had to buy it myself. Which is sad, if you look at it that way. And then I have Legend of Heroes 3, Sonic of the Ocean. I don't have the second one, unfortunately. I need to find that one. Once I find a really good copy of it for cheap, I can finally buy it. The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky. Heard this was actually a really good game, and it brought the Legend of Heroes series back. And then also going to make another one for the PS3 and Vita called Trails of Cold Steel, which I pre-ordered, by the way. Tokobot, a really weird game. Don't know much about it. Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, basically a remake of Ghosts and Goblins for the PSP. Valkyria Chronicles 2. One of the best sequels to a video game ever made, except many people did not like this. And this is the reason why Valkyria Chronicles 3 is not coming out. Because this game got poor sales. Mostly because it's on the PSP. Which is a real shame. A real fucking shame. Because Valkyria Chronicles 3 needs to come out, man. Come on, Sega, get your act together and bring over Valkyria Chronicles 3. Valkyrie Profile. Don't know much about this game, but I know it's a Square project. And Ys. Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles, The Oath and Felghana, and 7. And if you put it on that side, it makes Ys. Again, a really good RPG series that I don't know much about. But now, let's move on to what I consider to be the weirder part of it. This is the imports. The only imports I have for the PSP. Let us start. Seventh Dragon 2020 and 2022. It's basically a chibi game, like an RPG with a chibi art style. It is somewhat fun, but if I had an English patch of it, I would play it. Conception, the original one. And this right here says, please give birth to my children. That's what it's literally fucking called. I wish I could make that shit up. Then again, it's Japan for you. Criminal Girls. They actually brought this to America on the Vita, and it was not great at all. I just got this one because I heard they censored a lot of shit out in the Vita version. I want to see what they censored out. I hadn't got around to it. Dungeon Travelers 2. The Royal Library and the Monster Seal is what we got it as for the Vita. This actually got a PSP release for Japan, Vita release for Japan, and for America. But we got it like sometime earlier, a few months ago. But yeah, this is where it came from, guys. Final Fantasy Type 0. If they would have made Final Fantasy Type 0 for the PS Vita, yeah, I would have been happier. But no, I had to stick with this. And yeah, this is the only Final Fantasy game, or the only PSP game that requires 2 discs. Little fun fact for you. Grand Knight's History, another game made by Vanillaware that we didn't get. Isn't that a shame? I kind of want to play this, but then again, the gameplay kind of reminds me a bit of Dragon's Crown. Or the art style. Horizon on the Border of Nowhere. I don't know much about this game. The only reason why I got this is because it came with a Nindoroid. Monster Hunter Diary. You play as a cat, one of the feline creatures. I don't know if that was the correct title, but yeah, you play as the felines, and it's kind of a fun game. Nindoroid Generation. I actually bought some. When I bought this, it came with little keychains, and it came with Kurisu, and I kind of pissed off somebody for that. And lastly, Valkyria Chronicles 3. Why can't they make this for America? This is the extra edition, which has more stuff, but Sega, don't make me beg. I really want this to come out in America. Put it on the Vita if you have to, or PS4 even. I'll still buy it. But no, you gotta bring Valkyria Chronicles for Steam, which is kind of like a good idea. It's kind of a good idea to do it that way. If people buy it, they might translate it. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop rambling and say this is my PSP collection. I'm actually gonna work on my Vita collection as we speak. And now we move on to our Vita games. Yes, all these Vita games are either compatible with a PlayStation TV or not at all. First off, there is Assassin's Creed Liberation. Yeah, best Vita game at E3. I kind of don't. I don't think so, to be honest. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I kind of preferred another Assassin's Creed. Like I said, I prefer 2 and 4. Anyways, moving on. Borderlands 2. Not the best version of it, but I got it because it was cheap. Conception 2. Children of the Seven Stars. This is the only game that we ever got in America. We did not get the first one, we got the second one instead. That sucks. It's not a bad game. It's really kind of stupid how they try to take this whole thing seriously. But they sound so immature about it. Criminal Girls. Like I said, this is the only one that we got in Vita, which they kind of, what they did with it. They censored it. So, yeah, need I say more. Alright, the next few games I'm going to show is actually a trilogy. Danganronpa, Ultra Despair Girls, or another episode, and Danganronpa 2. Now, keep this in mind, I have 2 copies of these. One of them is an import, and one of them was actually released in English last year. Other than that, this is actually a really good series, except Ultra Despair Girls is actually a third-person shooter. It is still a fun little series, and the mystery behind it is really good. It has a nice little payoff. Deception 4, Blood Ties. Only heard that this game, you trap people. I know they made one called The Nightmare Princess, but that was only for PS4, I believe. So, other than that, nothing more I can say about it. Demon Gaze, a dungeon crawl game. I don't know much about this. I know that whenever I pre-ordered or I got it, I got free stuff, which was making your skins look like the characters from Disgaea. So, that's the only thing about this I remember, to be honest. Next is Disgaea 3 and Disgaea 4, the Vita ports of the PlayStation 3 games. Now, these are a little bit better because it has all the DLC wrapped inside a little cartridge, which is nice. Dragon's Crown, this is the first one that I got. It was only the Vita version and not the PS3 version. Although, I think it plays a little bit better on the PS Vita. Dungeon Travelers 2, like I said, this is the only one that we got in English. And it was only for the Vita. Other than that, this game's pretty fun to an extent, and it just makes it more hilarious. It's kind of a funny game. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster. Now, funny enough, I actually do have this for the PS3. I just didn't show it because it was on my bookcase. It came with a little art book that was also the game's case. Kind of a bad idea, but also the one thing it does come with, yeah, it comes with a little code that, like, for Final Fantasy X-2, and it came with art cards. I actually will admit these art cards are actually really nice. And the presentation for the Vita, holy god, that's actually a really good presentation. Freedom Wars. This is one of those games that's like Monster Hunter, but it's actually pretty good. I actually gifted this to a bunch of friends, and they actually kind of liked it. Although, I hadn't really played this game much since I was playing other Vita games. I need to get back into playing that. God of War Collection! This only comes with God of War 1 and 2. Not bad, but there's only some frame rate issues. I would recommend getting the PS3 one. Gravity Rush. This game is actually really fun. It was one of the launch titles, I believe. And most people didn't like it that much because of the controls. It's a really fun game. I love the story, I love the atmosphere, and I'm so glad that this game is actually getting remastered, even though it's going to the PS4. And the sequel is going to PS4 too, but I'm still not mad about it, to be honest. At least it's actually getting a sequel. Hatsune Miku, Project Diva F2. I'm not going to say much about that. You already know that I'm a big sucker for cute games and Vita games, or rhythm games. Oh my. And then there's actually six games. Hyper Devotion New War, Goddess Black Card, Hyper Dimension Neptunia, Producing Perfection, Hyper Dimension Neptunia, Rebirth 1, 2, 3, and Hyper Dimension Neptunia U. sadly enough, I own all the Vita games for the Hyper Dimension Neptunia games. If this doesn't make me a weeaboo, I don't know what will. Nothing against weeaboos whatsoever, quote unquote. Killzone Mercenary. This is a surprise. The Killzone for the PSP is actually not as great, but this one comes out and it's really fucking good. And I was so glad when they made this the PlayStation TV compatible now. That made me so happy. It's a fun little game though. I had a lot of fun with that when it first came out. Little Big Plan for the Vita. Another fun game, another one of those games that you can play with friends, but it's just better by itself. Just in my opinion. Lost Dimension. Didn't really get a chance to play this game entirety, through its entirety, but Chaos has actually given me a full rundown of what you have to do. I think I gave him the tidbit of how you get the true ending, and he was disappointed with it. And I'm kind of disappointed with that too, to be honest. Let me grab a few more. Set them right here. Metal Gear Solid Collection only comes with 2 and 3. I would say skip this, but only if you're a collector or a big fan of Metal Gear Solid. Mine Zero. I actually had 2 copies of this. Again, one was an import, and one is the one that actually came out in America. This is not a bad game. It just reminds me of Persona, except the main character only has one persona, unlike the other Persona games where you have multiple. Not a bad game, but it could have been a little bit better in my opinion. Mod Nation Racers Road Trip. This isn't too bad. I prefer the PS3 version. The only thing that makes this a bit complicated is the touchscreen controls. That's just it, I suppose. Mortal Kombat. This is actually one of the first Vita games I got, because whenever I bought... Before I got the Vita, I had money for 3 Vita games. I bought this and 2 others. I will mention them when I get to them. This isn't too bad, but I didn't really care for the fatalities, which require the touchscreen and the rear pad. Yeah. Oh, play as Kratos. Yeah, only for the PlayStation version. Murder Monster Rebirth. Now, this is what I was talking about in my Wii collection. This is the better version of it for multiple reasons. Number one, it feels better on the Vita. There's DLC with it that add more to the story. And other than that, the collection for it was actually pretty nice. It actually came with the a case for my Vita, which I use all the time. Other than that, this is highly regarded as one of my favorite games on the Vita. New Little King Story. This game, oh god, when it came on the Wii, I never heard about it until I watched someone's review about it, and I actually got the Wii version. I never heard about the Vita version coming out until much later. However, we didn't get the physical copy. Instead, we got the digital copy, which is really kind of sad. But the only way I could get it is if I got the UK version, which it's in English and it's region free. Why? The number one reason why I love the Vita so much. Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus 1 and 2. I know that the Ninja Gaiden series are really fucking hard, but I don't know much about Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Just saying. Operation Abyss, New Tokyo Legacy, another dungeon crawler game made or published by NIS. Wasn't too bad, but I still need to get it, need to play this a little bit more. Persona 4 Dancing All Night. There's a lot I have to say about this game. This game is really good. For a rhythm game, this game is really good. Maybe I got it because it's Persona 4. Which it is. It is not bad. I love everything about it. Oh man. Atlas, you crazy bastards. Persona 4 Golden. This was another game that I actually got first for my Vita. This game is great. This is a good remaster and a good addition to the Persona 4 franchise because it has so much content, and I actually will say, if you ever decide to get a Vita, get this game. Get this game, Gravity Rush, and another game that I'm actually going to show. Other than that, this is highly regarded as another favorite Vita game of mine. Ragnarok Odyssey Ace, again, for the Vita. Not much I can say about it. The only difference is that the Vita version actually came with a soundtrack, but the PS3 one didn't, which makes me kind of sad. Oh well, at least I own it twice. That way I can have it to go, and if I want to do a Let's Play of it on my PS3, I can just transfer that to that. So you get the idea. Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins again. I think Rayman Legends and Origins are really good on the Vita. Yeah, this is like the only handheld version of Rayman Legends there is. So glad they didn't put it on the 3DS, because I hated the 3DS version of Rayman Origins. Resistance, Burning Skies. This game isn't bad, it's just average in my opinion. It could have been better, but the only good thing about it is the Mule, which is the crossbow shotgun combo, which I really love that gun. That's the only thing good about that game that I could think of. And if you don't know what this is, let me just read the side of it. This is Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus. This is the other cover that you could use, and I actually really like this one better. It shows all the characters that you could play as. Don't ask why. Well, don't ask why I have this. Most of you probably know why I have it. Sly Cooper Collection again for the Vita. This is actually a good collection for the Vita. It actually plays well on the Vita too. There's no problems with it, except the only problem is that it only comes with a voucher for 3, which is really bad. And also, Thieves in Time, again. Except the only difference with this is that this is actually a printout. Whenever I got this game from Amazon, this is how they gave it to me. This actually looks kind of cool, but I prefer the one for the PS3. The original one. Alright. Let me just grab the remaining ones left. Okay. Sorcery Saga, Curse of the Great Curry God. I actually got the Hot and Spicy Everything Nicey edition, which comes with a bib, a spoon, and the game. I will shit you not, that's what it came with. This game is cutesy, but I didn't really get that far into it. I need to, though. I need to go back into playing this game again. Soul Sacrifice. This is another game that I actually bought for the PlayStation Vita, and this actually came with a online code. This game is kind of like Monster Hunter, but it's not too bad. You can actually choose whether to kill something or spare it. Either way, one of them like boosts something. One boosts life and one does magic. Either way, it's not a bad game, but I heard Delta is a little bit better, and that's only digital though, which makes me sad. Steins Gate. I got this game because I am a big fan of the Steins Gate anime, which was based on this. I decided to get it because why not? I actually want to know how the game played. And it's actually not that bad, actually. It's really good. Tales of Hearts R. I was about to say Grace's F. Tales of Hearts R is not a bad one. It's not a bad Tales game. The only problem I have with it is that the cutscenes are at 4:3 aspect ratio, and there's no English voice acting, which makes it... it makes it kind of sad, but at the same time, it's still a fun RPG. It's still a fun Tales game to play. Because I would prefer this over Tales of the World, in my opinion. Tearaway. This is actually another one of my favorite Vita games. And this is the original one. If you want to get the original one, that's fine, but if you have a PS4, I would highly recommend getting the PS4 version. Although, the only difference is that's the controls and story-wise. The Unfolded has a better story, or more stuff to the story. Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. I actually gave Chaos the PS3 version of this. He didn't mind it all that much, but I hadn't really tried it all that much. At least he's giving me some insight of what to look forward to, so might as well give it a shot later. Touch My Katamari. Ho hum. Another Katamari game, which is not too bad, but the only problem is that you need the touchscreen for it. Not a bad game, I just don't like touchscreen sometimes. Uncharted Golden Abyss. This was fun. The only problem I have with it is that sometimes the Vita functions did not want to work with me. But after that, it's a fun little story, it's a fun game, and I think it should have been in the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, but at the same time, I don't know how they would have implemented the controls for the Vita into this. I honestly don't know. Unless the DualShock controller, because you could use that for the scratching part. East, Memories of Celceta. I actually got the Silver Anniversary Edition, and my god, that came with a lot of shit. It came with a soundtrack, a map, a compass. I think it came with other shit, but I forgot what it came with. Oh well, might as well just think about it later. And the last import that I have for my Vita is Dream Club Zero Portable. The same thing as I showed you before. Well, that's it. That's all my Vita games that I have. And before we actually tackle all my DS games, I actually want to show off the thing that was actually with my PSP imports. I don't know if this is kind of sudden before that, but yeah. It kind of shows off like what you actually can get with it. And I know someone I know will actually hate me for it, but why not? Why not show that to them? Yep, this is basically what all you can get with it. So these little charms. Personally, I kind of like the Kurisu, and I like the Black Rock Shooter. And also Saber. Yeah, that's what you get for a Nendoroid generation. I would highly recommend, if you're just going for a Nendoroid shit, or anything Japanesey, go get Nendoroid generation. Sure, the only bad part about it is that you can't understand what they're saying, but at least you get cool stuff out of it. But regardless, let us start with our, our little collection, my little collection of the DS games. Little is not the right term for it. I apologize for it. But anyways, 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. The first volume of the Zero Escape Saga. This is a hard game, but it's also a good game. It's also a very good story, or has a good story. Forgot to say that part. But anyways, let's just put that to the side and just unzoom out for a moment. Assassin's Creed. Altair Chronicles and Assassin's Creed 2 Discovery. I've heard out of both of them, this is a little bit better. But I wouldn't know because I didn't really try them that much. I think I was in an Assassin's Creed collecting marathon. But who knows, I could be wrong. Camping Mama, Outdoor Adventures. You're going to be seeing a lot of games like this on the list. I think another reason why is because I wanted Cooking Mama so bad, and not all the other stuff. Who knows? Chibi Robo. This is not the official sequel to the Chibi Robo game for the GameCube, but I will say this. This game was really fun. Whenever I got it at a Walmart in Oklahoma, I had a shit ton of fun with this. It was so fun that I actually had to play this, and yeah, the horn honking outside. Although the only thing is that it's not related to the Chibi Robo franchise, or the storyline. That was another game that was released. Okay, now we're going on to Cooking Mama 2, and Cooking Mama 3. Yeah, I have the Cooking Mama games. I heard there was like more coming, but I didn't get those yet. Yet is a word for it, because I just collect weird games if I find any. Crafting Mama. Same thing as Cooking Mama, but with crafting. What more can you say after that? Disgaea DS. The retelling of the first game in DS format. It's not bad. To be honest, I kind of prefer the PSP one a little bit more, but that's just me. Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Sky. The second Dragon Quest game that I officially own. It's not bad per se, it's actually really good. But I hadn't really gotten that far into it, so I need to find it more time to do that. Probably when I'm editing something, I suppose. Elite Beat Agents, another rhythm game. This one's actually kind of good, actually. And why is it that the main character kind of looks like Space Dandy, only with brown hair or orangey hair? Moving on. Etrian Odyssey 2. I don't have the first Etrian Odyssey, but I'm going to get it. The first Etrian Odyssey game, it's for the DS, but I got the one Untold for the 3DS, which I will show later. After I'm done collecting most of them, I'm probably going to start working on Etrian Odyssey, like the series. I was going to say 2 again. Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 4. Final Fantasy 3, I'm going to say this right now, it kind of disappointed me. Final Fantasy 3, it's not bad per se, but it's kind of difficult in some parts, and you have to be a certain class, which I don't like that at all. Final Fantasy 4, not a bad game, not a bad retelling, what am I thinking? A bad port or remake of this game. I just kind of prefer the 2D art style. That's just me. Next up, we actually have Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, Grimoires of the Rift. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, when I first played this game, I kind of was bored with it. Until later on, when I had nothing else to play, I actually played this. And I'm going to tell you this right now, it's actually a fun game. If you get around to playing it, it is really fun. Now, the only thing is, I kind of hope they make another tactics game for the 3DS, but that's just me. I could be just bullshitting here. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fates. This is another Crystal Chronicles game that you can play with multiple people, but I just played by myself with this one. It's not bad. It's not... I was going to say it's not fun. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's... okay. In my opinion. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. This is the one Fire Emblem game I don't like. It's not... again, there's nothing wrong with the story. The story is good. It's just, I don't know. Just things about it just seem off with me. Maybe it's just me, I guess. My personal favorite one is Sacred Stones. That's probably why. Gardening Mama. Same, it's like Cookie Mama, but you're gardening. Glory of Hercules. I don't know about this game, but the only reason why I heard about it is by JonTron. Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. This game has gotten a lot of mixed reception for the fans, but coming from me, because I actually did play this game, like all the way to its entirety, it's not a bad game in the Golden Sun series. It's not. The only thing I didn't like about it is that there are some characters you wanted back, but then the story kind of takes a different turn. Just became one of those. The story kind of didn't make any sense. It's like Phantom in some regard. Harvest Moon DS. Blame PBG for that. Along with Grand Bazaar. And Island of Happiness. As another harvest. I think I had Sunshine Isles, but I don't know where that went. I guess I gotta go buy that one again. Perhaps. I don't know. Hotel Dusk, Room 215. This game was actually made by Sing, the same people that made Little King's Story and Trace Memory. This game is really fun, except most people wouldn't like it because it's a visual novel. I actually really like this game. I love its art style, I love its writing, and I love the atmosphere in this game. But that's not what sells me the most. Why I like this game as well. They made a sequel that we never got. It's called Last Window: The Secret of Cape West. This continuing the story of Kyle Hyde. And they improved a lot of it, but we never got it because of the poor sales of their games. So it was only actually released in Europe and also Japan. Luckily, the DS is region free. Hint, hint, Nintendo, learn from that. Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Most people don't like this one, but I like it more than Re-Chain Memories. The only thing good about it is you can actually play as the organization members, which is a hell of a lot of fun. Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Just the first game, only with a new twist. Personally, I don't care for it all that much. I'm just going to push it to the side. Put it right there. Kirby Canvas Curse. This game is actually really fun, except really difficult for a Kirby game. Kirby Mass Attack, the same thing as they did with Epic Yarn. They kind of took away his ability to inhale things and just used a different gimmick. This one, multiple Kirbys. Not bad, though, in my opinion. Kirby Squeak Squad. A good Kirby game, but it's not as better as the one I'm about to show right here, which is Kirby Superstar Ultra. This is a remake of the original Super Nintendo game, except they added a few different modes, or a few new modes, which is Revenge of the King, the Redux of the Arena, and Meta Nightmare Ultra. Still a very fun remake of a great game. I would highly recommend you picking up Kirby Superstar Ultra. Next, we have The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, or aka Wind Waker 2, because this game takes place after the events of Wind Waker, so in a sense, this is actually a direct sequel to Wind Waker. Except, I don't know. Not really, I suppose. But still, back to this whole entire game. This game is actually really fun. The only problem I had with it is that you had to control Link with the touchscreen, which It can be kind of problematic, but once you get used to it, you don't have to worry about it. Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Another one that you have to control Link with the stylus, except we are not in a boat. You're in a train. It's not bad. It's actually really good. But I kind of would prefer Phantom Hourglass before this one, to be honest. Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time. This game is actually really fun, but most people will disregard it and they think this is the weakest in the series, which I disagree with. This is actually a really good game in the series. It just adds more elements to it and a lot of fun to it. Plus, I kind of like most of the humor in it. The only thing bad about it is that they don't have Fawful in it. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, the game after Partners in Time. This one brought back Fawful as a villain, and I love that part of it. However, when I first played the game, I actually didn't have everything. I actually kind of faffed around. I went with the story. But this is actually really fun. You can actually play as both Bowser and the two brothers, which I don't know how they would get this to work if they did it on the Wii U. Because you know how the Wii U, they're now doing DS games for it. Mario Kart DS. The only thing good about this is that you can actually customize carts. That's it. And emblems, too. Mystery Dungeon, Shiren the Wanderer. Don't know much about this game. I got this for cheap. New Super Mario Brothers. I got this because I'm a big sucker for Mario games. I love platformers, and this game was really fun. This is what sparked the other new Mario Brothers games. Nostalgia. I got it for cheap, and it looked like a fun RPG to play. Okami Den. Okami Den is actually a really good game. Except there's only one problem with it, though, is that there's no charm with the original Okami. But you do play as Amaterasu's son, which is great. And also, I think the son of Susano. I don't know, I just didn't really play that much into it. Pokemon Conquest. This game where you actually play Pokemon, but not what you normally expect. This is actually like a turn-based RPG, but it's also a tactical RPG. Interesting to see how they took this and they put it in the feudal Japan as well. Although I never played it, so I can't really tell you. Pokemon Pearl and Pokemon White. I got this in high school and I loved it, but I kind of stopped playing Pokemon for a while. I go back from it to time, but I'm not obsessed with it as I once was. Same with White. I got this. I actually played it with one of my exes. Kicked her ass in Pokemon, though. Professor Layton and the Curious Village, Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box, Professor Layton and the Unbound Future, also Professor Layton and the Lost Future, and Professor Layton and the Last Spectre. Now, the funny thing is, I actually love puzzle games too. However, the only one that I got duplicates of is this one. I got the UK one before, because when I ordered it, I didn't look into details enough, so I saw that I was getting the UK one. Whenever I got it, it was UK. Now, I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to say this really flat out. I hate the UK voice actor for Luke. I think that voice actor sucks, and actually does not add to the Professor Layton experience. I was about to say fuck that up for a moment, but luckily I saved myself. Moving on. Puzzle Day Harvest Moon. But this game was terrible. Got it for cheap. Radiant Historia. Heard this was a really good RPG. Was not very cheap. Harvest Moon, or yeah, Fusion Fantasy Harvest Moon, but Rune Factory 1, 2, and 3. Hard to find these bastards at a good price, and actually has everything. Jesus. Super Mario Bros. 64 DS. I'm gonna say this right now. This is actually a good remake, a good remaster or remake of Mario 64. Although, truth be told, I'm not a big fan of Mario 64. Sad, I know. The World Ends With You. This took me forever to find, because I had it once and I ended up selling it for a dumbass idea that I've done. It was a dumbass thing to do. I think I needed money at that time. But this game is really fun. It's really difficult to understand, but if you get past the controls, if you actually could figure it out, it's a fun game. And also gave one of the best characters in the game, too. Trauma Center, Under the Knife, and Trauma Center Under the Knife 2. Essentially the same game, only different story. Fun medical game if you're into that kind of thing. WarioWare, do it yourself. Too bad the service doesn't work anymore. The only reason why I have it because it's cheap. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yoshi's Island DS. I actually got this game whenever I got my first PSP and Monster Hunter Freedom 1. I ended up selling Freedom 1, and my other PSP because I got a new one. But I kept this game because I'm a big fan of the Yoshi's Island series. However, this one, it wasn't too bad, but I don't think I think the reason why I didn't like it as much because you had to choose different babies, which had more annoying cries. But I don't know. And also you can play as Bowser, but it's like the last moment where he betrays you. Yeah, I kind of spoiled that one. But now we're going to move on to the other games. We're going to move on to my imports, which I have. Seventh Dragon. That's all this is called. Like you can see right here, it's a chibi art style. Ni no Kuni, Dominion of the Dark Djinn. This is the original version of Ni no Kuni. And the funny thing is, when I got this game for $30. I was thinking, okay, I'm just getting the game, right? No. Instead, I got this. Now what comes inside of this is actually really cool, if I can open it up right. Now let's just put this down for just a second. And it also comes with this, which I have no idea what it says because it's in Japanese, but it came with this. This is the Wizard's Compendium. This is the Wizard's Compendium. A really cool thing of how the game works, well, how to cast the spells. It's really nice, except it's in Japanese. Is it a bad thing? No, I still enjoy it, but it's hard if you ever find an English version for cheap. Oh well. Still a fun game. I would still recommend the PS3 version though. Okurai Chibi Robo, Happy Richie Usuji. This is the true sequel to Chibi Robo. This is Welcome Home Little Robot, Happy Family Rich Dick Sweep. AKA when you come home and Ginny's all grown up. That's basically what this is. And then on the back, you even see that's what Ginny looks like when she grows up. You know, the girl with the frog hat. Now, unfortunately, this game did not get an English translation, which I'm sad about. I want this to come out instead of Ziplash. But keep in mind, I still want Ziplash for the Chibi Robo amiibo. And that's it. That's all my DS games. Now I have to go on to the 3DS games. Alright, and now it's time to do my 3DS games. Oh my god, the last of the collection. So, I'm going to start with the most recent one for the 3DS, which is Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. I have a lot of things to say about this. Not only is it cutesy for one, but at the same time, a lot of stuff kind of got taken out of this. Like, you can't have a room of your own, and you can't even go see people around there unless you pay a visit to your clients, which is, I think that's kind of dumb. But overall, I kind of like the experience of actually decorating homes. Call me a interior designer, I don't care. Animal Crossing New Leaf. I don't have many people to play this with anymore, but it's still a nice little experience to have with friends, or the quote-unquote friends you might have. Still, not too bad. I think it deserved the praise it got. Bit Trip Saga. You can actually play all the Bit Trip games. I believe, yeah, all 6 games right there. It's not a bad game. It's fun. And I think they have one for the Wii called Bit Trip Saga Complete, or Bit Trip Complete, or something like that. Bravely Default. This game was actually made, it's not even published by Nintendo, it was actually created by, Square Enix right there. And it was actually supposed to be like what if Final Fantasy went back to its original roots. Like what Square Enix went back to what they did best. I don't care for this all that much. I like it. It has a good story, but some of it's just a bit cliched in my opinion. I do like the gameplay of it though, it's actually really fun. Codename Steam. Like Valkyria Chronicles, only Nintendo's version. I can't really say much about it because I barely played it. Because I had a lot of other games to play. Cooking Mama 4! Kitchen Magic. You can't expect to see a Cooking Mama game on the 3DS in my collection, but you did now. So, yeah. Cookie Mama, what to expect? There's a 5th one I need to get. Crosswords Plus. Don't ask. It was cheap. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. This is actually a really fun game to play on the 3DS. Except it's not as great as it was for the Wii, but it's still a fun game. I still give it the same score if I would for the Wii. Etrian Mystery Dungeon. A lot of people tell me this game is really fun, although I hadn't really gotten around to play it much. Because I had other games to play, and also college. Etrian Odyssey Untold, the Millennium Girl. And also, Etrian Odyssey Untold 2, or 2 Untold, the Fafnir Knight. Hadn't gotten around to playing the Etrian Odyssey games because I don't have much time to play them. And I have other games to LP/play. Fantasy Life. I remember when I got this game, I told everyone about this game, that this game was incredibly fun. And it is. The only problem is some people didn't like it because you had to pay like $9 for DLC, which I didn't mind. I didn't mind the expansion. I think it was well worth it. Because the whole game was really fun. You could choose to be whatever class you wanted. And you can actually do more class work. So it's not that bad. It's actually a really fun game. Although I need to get around to playing it again. Fire Emblem Awakening. The one Fire Emblem game that everyone does not seem to shut up about. It's a fun game. Although, I think the praise needs to die down from it a bit. I'm sorry, but it does. Harvest Moon 3D, A New Beginning. Not the best Harvest Moon, but it was still better than the next one that I'm about to show. Which is Harvest Moon 3D, The Lost Valley. The only thing good from this is that it came with a plush dog. Other than that, this game was terrible. This is basically Minecraft. The 3D, like a Harvest Moon Minecraft mod. It's not even worth my money, man. But I bought it anyway because it's Harvest Moon. Hatsune Miku, Project Mirai Deluxe. Like I said, I like Vocaloids and I like rhythm games and cutesy things. Oh, a real man can't like cutesy things. Why not? Hometown Story, basically Racketeer, only not as good. Kid Icarus Uprising. Oh my god, this game is fucking great. And both humor, characters, and story. And also combat, but also gameplay is kind of sad because you have to hold it down in a certain way, which is bad. Other than that, it's still a really fun game, though. Kingdom Hearts 3D, Dream Drop Distance. Not a bad Kingdom Hearts game, although I don't care for it all that much. And I heard this game is actually getting an HD remake for 2.8. Kirby Triple Deluxe. Whenever I saw reviews for this, someone gave it a 6 and they said it was too easy. This game was really fun. I actually really liked this game. And it also gave me one of my favorite abilities, which is Beetle. That's all I gotta say for that. A Link Between Worlds. Although I love A Link to the Past, this game tried to kindle that. But it's not a bad game. I actually really enjoyed it. It's just that it could have been a little bit better, in my opinion. Still a good game, though. I'd still give it a good score. Majora's Mask 3D. I'm gonna be flat out. I'm not a big fan of Majora's Mask. I got this game so I could try to give myself the wrong idea that I hated this game. My brother loved this game. My friends love this game. Everyone I know loves this game. I just don't seem to care for it. I'm hoping to actually see why they like it so much in this game. I want to see why. I've seen multiple Let's Plays of this, and they love this game. You can call me wrong on that. Me hating this. I don't mind, because I know I'm already wrong about it already. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. I actually 100%ed this when it first came out. Although it is Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, so it's easy to do that. If you ever get a 3DS, get the Zelda games. Majora's Mask, Link Between Worlds, and Ocarina of Time. And also get Fantasy Life while you're at it too. And others. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Multiple people that I've seen did not really like this game all that much. I don't know why. They say it was too mission-based, too linear. I like this game. I like the multiple aspects of it. I like, not the multiple aspects, the multiple mansions that you go to. I think it was a great game. I think just people loved the first one so much and they didn't expect a sequel. Mario & Luigi Dream Team. Truth be told, I hadn't really played much about this. I think I played for about 3 hours and I haven't come back to it. I think on my 3DS it actually says that I played this game for about 2 hours and 40 minutes and that's it. One time. Sadly enough, I haven't gone back to it, even though I know what to do with it. Yeah, I need to come back to playing that. Mario Golf World Tour. I actually really like this game. This game is actually really fun to play. Although, why a golf game, I don't know. Maybe because golf seems calming. Mario Kart 8, or 7, not 8. Yeah, because this is the 7th Mario Kart, and 8 for the Wii U is the 8th one. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it could have been improved in some parts, but it's still a really fun game. I would highly recommend it if you get a 3DS. Mario Party Island Tour. No. Just no. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I would highly recommend getting the Wii U version, but if you get a handheld one for the 3DS, I would not recommend that, but this one. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. This game is really fun. It has online play, which is the best thing about it. So yeah, if you ever decide to get a good Monster Hunter game, get this one. New Super Mario Bros. 2. Basically, the DS one, only take away some of the aspects of it and replace it with gold. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. It's collecting coins. Not a bad idea, but could have been. It's not that great of a premise. Paper Mario Sticker Star. Don't even get me started of how much this game disappointed me. I love Paper Mario. I love the first one, the second one, the third one. This game kind of took it out and ripped it into shreds like paper. It's kind of disappointing. They took away the best aspects of the first Paper Mario games, which is the leveling up aspect, and they just replaced it with finding hearts and stickers. And that's it. And the only way you can actually get gold or money is if you beat enemies. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too aggressive and biased to it. Maybe if I played it more again, I can change my mind about it. Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth. I actually got the Wild Cards edition of this, and it's actually not a bad game. Although I'm playing on the Persona 4 story. Need to go back to playing it, though. That's another game I need to go back and play. I have more Pokemon games. I have Pokemon Omega Ruby and Y. I remember when people kept telling me to get Pokemon the X and Y, they told me to get X. I said, fuck that, I'm getting Y. For Omega Ruby, the only reason why I got these two is because I'm a big cult fan of red, of that color. And I actually think this Pokemon is more badass. And this one is too. And I think this one actually brought in Mega Evolutions as well. Which is, I don't know why, bringing aspects from Y and X. Professor Layton, the Miracle Mask, and Professor Layton and the Azurian Odyssey. Or Azurian Odyssey. These are the last games in the Professor Layton saga. There was 1, 2, and 3, which originally was actually 4, 5, and 6. It took the Star Wars approach. And then Last Spectre was actually the first chapter. This is the second and third. Although I felt kind of really sad about it. It was like his final mission. His final adventure. But that hope is kind of restored with this game. It was restored with Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. A really good game, a really nice crossover, and they did a really good job with this. Although I wish they would bring Professor Layton into Smash Brothers. I really want them to. Project Cross Zone. This actually has a big crossover between Namco, Sega, and Capcom. Although the only problem with it is that this game, it drags out for far too long. Gameplay is still good. Everything about it just drags out. All I gotta say about this is that if you can find this for cheap, go for it. And I can't believe I dropped this one on the floor. Jesus. Puzzle Z Dragons, or Puzzles and Dragons Z. Then there's another one. This actually came with 2 puzzle games. These two, but most people seem to like this one. And the reason why I got this is because I'm a big fan of puzzle games. Although, I need to go back, I need to play this, because the only thing I played out of this was the demo. That's it. Rayman 3D. Basically, like I said when I showed the Dreamcast one, this is the Dreamcast version, only it's not as good. Resident Evil Revelations. The best version of it on the in the entire thing. Then there's the Wii U version. Then they made it for the Wii U. They made it for the 360 and PS3, which makes no sense. And then they made the second one for the other consoles except for 3DS. Why? I have no fucking clue. Maybe they wanted to make it episodic content because they wanted to take from Telltale. Who knows? Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Survivor, or Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. Don't know much about this game. I heard it was really good because it's Shin Megami Tensei. Shin Megami Tensei 4. Funny story, I actually gave my friend 2 copies of the limited edition. One came with the game, one came without. So, yeah, funny thing about that. This game is hard. And the DLC they give you makes you weak to everything but physical. That was sad. Fuck Atlas for that. Anyways. Devil Survivor Overclocked and Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker. This is not a bad little thing. I like these. I need to play them because it's a tactical RPG. But at the same time, I need to get into playing them. If I had less games, I would. But other than that, eh. Star Fox 64 3D. A good remastered, good remake of the 64 game. Really great. Story of Seasons. This is the true Harvest Moon right here. And it's actually, I think, by Marvelous or Xseed. I want more of this. This brought back hope into the Harvest Moon franchise. Except it's no longer done by Natsume anymore, which is really disappointing. Although, I really highly recommend getting Story of Seasons. Super Mario 3D Land. Really fun platformer, and it actually gave... I think it innovated 3D World. But it added, this basically was the stepping stone for it. That's what I meant to say. Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS. I remember when I got this, I had to play it the day after I had to go to work, because I had to work a double that day. And when I got home, I could not play this. And now I've played about 50 hours of this. Isn't that just ironic? Tales of the Abyss. I really like Tales of the Abyss, and this was actually cheap when I found it, so yeah. Getting that out the way. Tetris Axis, it's just Tetris on the 3DS. That's it. Theatrhythm, Final Fantasy. This is actually a really fun music game. I really enjoyed this when it came out. And I enjoyed the other part. Theatrhythm, Final Fantasy, Curtain Call. This actually added more songs and more characters and more games into it. So yeah, these both are really good rhythm games. If you ever consider getting a good rhythm game. Oh god, I actually skipped ahead. Oh god. That's sad, I didn't mean to do that. Room Factory 4, I kind of skipped ahead. Because it's Room Factory, I actually really like Room Factory. And then Senran Kagura 2, Deep Crimson. Need I say more about Senran Kagura? That needs to go down there. Tomodachi Life. I remember when whenever I got this, the internet would not shut up about Tomodachi Life. Then when I got Tomodachi Life, I was in about a week or so before it kind of died down. That's sad. Zero Escape. Virtue's Last Reward, Part 2. The third game's coming out next year, and I'm actually really excited. I'm going to get this version, the 3DS one. Although I need to play the first one, though. Yoshi's New Island. The same thing with Paper Mario Sticker Star. This game kind of disappointed me. I was really expecting this to be a really good Yoshi's Island game. Like, you look at the back, you see how great it looks. And all that, and you see big eggs. He's holding a big egg. But the game, it was kind of dull. It was fun, but dull. I was hoping for a better one. I'm hoping to get a better experience out of Yoshi's Woolly World than this. And the final game that I'm willing to show, which is actually my only new 3DS game, is this. Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. This is a fun game to experience on the 3DS. And this is actually keeping me entertained for quite some time until I get Xenoblade X. And yeah, Amiibo, I actually have the Amiibo for it. The only Amiibo that could work for is Shulk. Makes a lot of sense, actually. And with that, that is my entirety of my game collection. I would continue on and do an Amiibo collection, but that would be kind of pointless. And an anime collection, which would be its own other video, basically for DVDs and things like that. But Chaos already did it, and I'm not going to. So yeah, if you actually can recommend me games that I don't have, let me know, because I really want to know what games are good, like the best games out there. So this has been Levy the Irishman. I hope you all have a good day. Keep on wishing one and all that. Goodbye. Farewell. Do much more. I'll see you in another video when I do something like this when it comes to my hands. You get the idea. Anyways, goodbye.